exactly what I said.
Hi! How's it going, everybody?
Gesundheit.
What? Do I have something on my face? Where? Where is it? Did I get it? There. That's it. It's gone now, right?
Yes.
No, we all
Stare at my
have to
ceiling.
live with it. We all have to live with that shot.
Dun, dun, dun,
Hi,
dun,
everybody.
dun, dun.
Ow!
Yeah.
Tactical difficulty.
What did you do now?
I bashed my elbow on the glass door beside me as I went to thumbs up. And just kept
Brandon.
Hold on.
SNH, Saturday Night Candy. Yeah.
So the gentlemen were just informing me. Clearly, they're insane, but they were just informing that apparently some of them do not like Pop-Tarts when they are cooked, i.e., done in a toaster or whatever.
Just
I generally eat them raw myself.
I.e.,
this is an insider joke
the
that
way
we work there for.
you're supposed to prepare them.
It's one of those, I understand that there's a process in preparing them. I just don't actually like the taste of...
What do you mean a process? What kind of process?
Well, you have to take
Making
them
a
out,
Pop-Tart.
put them in the
Ping,
Pop-Tart.
Instructions
You
actually
put it
say
in the
microwave
fucking
on
toaster,
high.
Press the thing down, it pops, you eat it. Hence, Pop-Tarts.
Nah.
I like how the
Completely missed the
microwave
point where I don't
instructions.
care about the process. It's the end result, the taste. I don't like the taste of a cooked Pop-Tart.
You know what
I don't like the process of clicking this to make the pen come out.
You know what this reminds
I
me
just
of?
want to wreck the cartridge every time.
It reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where Elaine is drinking Snapple, I think, and she's like,
Should've
"This
watched
doesn't
Shake
taste very good." And Jerry says, "Well, did you shake it first?" And he's like, you have to shake everything nowadays. I just can't be bothered." So he's like, "Oh yeah, this is just killing me."
No, but I wanted to say a thing with Pop-Tarts, too, that I love, is how the microwave directions literally say microwave on high for 3 seconds. Yeah, I know. It was Brian Reagan.
My microwave is.
Brian Reagan, the
question is-
comedian, was saying, like, if you need to be, like, getting out of bed and eating breakfast in 3 seconds, you need to loosen your schedule a bit.
That's
Like,
something
get up, ding, eating.
Has anyone ever tried microwavable bacon?
No.
I have.
I have.
Really?
It's horrible. Don't do it.
I don't know.
I happen to very much enjoy my cheap microwavable bacon.
No.
I'm going to have to stand on the side of Chris on this one. I have actually had some pretty good. I still have a pack of actual hickory smoked thick cut bacon, but when it's like 8:30 at night and you forgot to eat dinner and you're boiling up some hot dogs or something, yeah, some
You only
1
have
minute,
one-
some
Do you only have one element on your stove? Like,
no, when it's 8:30.
that's already
in the
occupied by
middle.
hot dogs. I can't possibly make bacon at the same time.
Also, I live with a vegetarian who absolutely hates the smell of bacon, and I cannot.
What?
Because as we all know, when you microwave something, it makes no smell whatsoever.
No, actually, the microwave bacon doesn't.
What is
No, I've
bacon?
done, like,
Not
real
real
bacon in the
bacon.
microwave, but...
It's the opening of the microwave where it just hits you in the face. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Hot pocket.
Bacon.
But still, though,
Bacon.
You know, somebody should
the only
get
thing that matters to me is the fact that it is real bacon. That
Yes.
It's not.
we all look like bacon people, don't we?
Oh, we're bacon people.
Mhm.
You know how hard it is to live in a household where someone is a vegetarian.
I think when you have a Yankee Candle that's scented as bacon, I think that's a problem.
Mm. That just
Or
makes
it's
you want
awesome. I
bacon.
don't know. Well,
Didn't you used to sell those, Sean?
the problem with
Yeah.
this is that I love the smell of it when I light
Oh.
it, but the problem is the dogs think there's food in here.
Well, yes. And so do some of the humans. Who are unaware. Haha, I'm fooling dogs and humans at the same time.
I'd love to see that. Someone scratching my door.
Like Homer Simpson running, like,
So-
bacon?
There was a YouTube video like that. That was one of the talking cats. And then the dog couldn't talk on his own, so he had like a collar so it could talk. And he was like, and the owner's just like, okay, if you do this thing for me, I'll give you some bacon. He's like, bacon? Bacon? Where's the bacon? I love bacon. Where's the? You have bacon? You said bacon? You totally said bacon. He's like, no, there will be bacon later. It's like, bacon? You said bacon again.
I would
The dog
actually.
just goes crazy at the mention of bacon.
I want to just like open the door one day after I've lit my candle, and outside is just all my dogs and Sean.
All of his dogs and Sean.
You know, I was promised bacon.
The Bad Idea Encyclopedia, page 137. Chris Delasola leaving his back porch to greet his dogs while wearing a bacon suit.
you know, with the bacon soap, the bacon candle, the bacon, that definitely exists somewhere.
Bacon flavored bacon? They have that now? Sorry,
they have. I saw that they had like this thing, bacon cookies. And I was like, who is that for?
Bacon cookies. Well, don't they also have like bacon toothpaste? Like, really? Is that going to make you feel fresh in the morning?
Bacon mayonnaise.
Having your breath smell like bacon.
When
Bacon
did
first thing in the
all
morning.
this obsession with bacon happen?
I don't know.
About 5
Bacon
years
is
ago.
wonderful.
I like my bacon, but I do not want to smell like bacon.
I do
Thanks
not want
to
to
a
be
wonderful company known as
If
VAT19.
I want to walk out my door smelling like bacon, I'll just eat a pound of bacon. The sweat will attribute to that.
You'll be sweating bacon grease.
Pretty much.
Sorry, to answer your question from like 10 minutes ago, Cass, no, I did not sell bacon-scented candles. What I did sell was, it was an aromatherapy thing. It was basically scented oils. So there'd be like a jar with a big sponge in it that was just saturated with this particular like extract from whatever, lavender or eucalyptus or what have you. And different scents were supposed to have different effects.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if they were candles or what they were, but I remember they were like in jars.
They were, like, at the time they did have like aromatherapy candles as well, and they were all the rage. And this is kind of this upstart company's answer to that. And the big deal about it was because it was oil, it would evaporate very slowly. So some of them would last up to 6 months. Like, you literally just take the lid off the jar and just let it evaporate over the course of several months. So people were balking at the price. It was like $20 for one of them, and it's like, yeah, it's $20 because it lasts 6 months. But nobody believed that it would last 6 months, so it was a really hard sell. I distinctly remember one guy said, "Well, they last 6 months." He's like, "Sure they do," and walks away. I'm like, "Fuck you! Just fuck you, man! You have no idea." And
Wait a minute, are we live?
Yes, we are. The best one. The best one though was when this old woman came over complaining about her allergies. Like, oh, I can't. She smelled a couple of the mild ones, and she's like, oh, I can't really smell much about them. And oh, that one smells awful. And I'm like, and she mentions her allergies, and I'm like, oh, I used to have allergies as well. I used to use something like this, and I handed her the eucalyptus extract, which of course is very strong, but it just clears out your sinuses in like a second. So I was like, oh, well, if you're having the sniffles, try smelling this. She's like, oh! And she just, like, freaked out. Like, you'd think I'd set her face on fire or something. She's like, oh, I have to get away from here. She's just freaking out. I'm like, sorry, lady, just trying to help. Clearly you're insane. You don't know how to breathe properly. You're supposed to, like, stick your nose into the sponge and saturate your nostrils in it.
That reminds me of a crazy person I ran into once when I was helping my best friend do, like, it was a charity pop sale or something at the local mall.
Yeah.
And so we were set up, like, right outside, like where the grocery store was or something like that. And yeah, we had like an assortment of pop. It was like $1 a pop, whatever, and proceeds were going to, I think, the Cancer Society or something like that. So we took turns kind of rotating what jobs we'd be like manning the booth.
Going to the Sugar Addiction Recovery Foundation.
Any hijack. Yeah, we're having a fun for diabetes. Here, have a Coke.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's not jump the shark today.
Yeah. So, anyways, one of the jobs.
We know how much they detest the shark jumping that your show
Yes.
is freaking, Sean.
That's right. It's just. Well, I put in the description today. Now with more shark jumping.
And you put the logo, right?
And I put the logo, yes. I put the logo as the thumbnail, and then the full thing will be the.
Everybody get your leather jackets and skis. We're gonna jump a shark today.
Oh god.
I'll get the closest thing.
Selling for diabetes, and then.
Yes. So one of the other jobs we had, this was at Thornhill Square, was we would go to like some of the other mall exits or like in the mall or whatever, and we would tell people about it, like where we were set up. So that's why we coming down the escalator, saying, excuse me, sir, just we're having a charity pop sale, just out, at the IGA exit or whatever it was. Well, and most people were like, oh, okay, thanks, or no thanks, whatever. We're just gonna, This one woman, we were standing at I think it was the other exit for the grocery store. And we didn't even get to tell her what it was. It was just like, ma'am, we're having it. She just went, no! And she ran to her car.
What?
Like, did not stop. Like, ran full speed all the way to her car.
Wow.
And me and the other guy, I'd only met him that day. We just looked at each other like, the hell? No! She was like, no! And she was like trying to like brush us off and just ran.
Whatever it is, no,
Crazy person.
Crap.
Oh, people are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of loonies out there. Sure is. And if you work in any kind of customer service or retail or sales job,
God.
you will encounter them pretty much on a daily basis.
So mine is there's this woman. She's obsessed with Barbie. She drives around in a pink Camaro, or pink Corvette, excuse me, with the fucking license plate Barbie Girl. Barbie Girl, whatever.
I'm surprised that was available.
Yes, no kidding, eh?
And she has gotten so many plastic surgeries to make herself look like Barbie. She almost looks like a living doll.
One of those
She's
types.
semi-famous. You've probably seen her in some random... If you watch any reality TV, I'm sure at some point she's shown up. This lady would buy $200-$300 worth of stuff on a Monday, and by Thursday she'd return it all.
What?
Every week, like clockwork.
Oh my god.
Like clockwork. Everything that's on sale, everything that was on sale.
There's some people that are like obsessed with that.
Crazy.
They go out and spend a lot of money so they feel like they're a bigwig or something, and then just return it all.
And then return it all. The most I've done along those, I'm sure all of us have done this, is like occasionally I'll place an Amazon order, and then I'll look at the budget and realize, oh yeah, I probably
Wrong
should
zero
have
in the wrong place. Whoops.
So many things. We'll just cancel that.
Yeah.
Is there a reason there's a GIF going on of a man eating what I think is cake?
I thought it was a taco.
I can't tell what it is.
You are all wrong. That is a stick of butter that is surrounded by
Oh.
Oh. I've just been randomly putting that up on the
French?
big screen while everyone was telling their stories.
Yeah, this was the end. Okay,
I thought it was something else, but now,
This is the end of a VAT-19 video where it's bacon popcorn. Is what it is.
I've got a fantastic idea. Let's never play that again.
I'm ignoring that now. I'm getting sick.
Yeah, there are two bacon-related videos. There's the bacon popcorn, then there's the bacon lollipop. And I recommend you watch the bacon lollipop one. Because
I will do anything you say if you shut that off.
bigger.
I have something to share, and he walks away.
But
Excuse my buttocks. Ow! God damn it.
Always in pain.
The cord is too short. Constantly garroting myself with it whenever I try to do something.
I love that there's
Is it
just
a Sony?
TV in the middle of the living room.
Yes, it is, actually.
Yep, I saw it.
Are they notorious for short cords?
Yes. Yes, they are.
The funny thing is my previous ones were Shony, and that cord was actually too long.
Yeah, I had. This
I
is what I had to
kept-
do with my cable. Look
I
at this.
kept running over it. Oh, yeah. See, there you
Oh,
go.
good for you!
It's fucking
Good
good size.
for
It's
you!
like 2 feet more of cable.
So,
that I need.
So, very brief show and tell from yours truly this week. Just picked up a couple of things today.
Yay, bragging.
Going to do a little bit of shopping tomorrow. Might grab. I'm basically looking mostly for Halloween displays, cheap horror movies, stuff like that. Didn't really see much over at Future Shop today. However, I did get season 10 of The Simpsons. It was on for like 15
nice.
Like, sweet! So, at the very least, we're going to watch Treehouse of Horror 9 tomorrow. And, maybe a few other random episodes, I'm sure. So I've got the first 10 seasons. So basically now it's just need seasons 11 and 12 to complete the DVD ones, and then 13 and up is Blu-ray. So I'll probably have to special order those.
Be prepared for a bunch of people telling you not to buy any seasons after 10.
Well, I know. I fully expect that, and I don't care. I'm buying them all because Simpsons rocks.
Live by your own rules.
And then I picked this one up, even though, of course, I have the first, there's a 4-movie pack. I have the first 2 on Blu-ray, but I really picked this up for the last 2. We got the 4-movie Midnight Marathon pack, Psychos, which basically has Psycho 2 and 3, which, of course, I have on Blu-ray. I wanted it for Psycho 4 and the original Bates Motel pilot from many, many moons ago. This is not the new series. It's the first attempt to do a TV series.
Can vouch for the new series is amazing. So.
Yes. Pardon?
The new series is amazing. Me and Justin love it.
Yes, it is. I still have to watch season 2, actually. I really enjoyed season 1, though.
Me and Justin are gonna probably start on that soon.
So, so this particular pilot stars Bud Cort and Lori Petty. So
Bud Cort from Harold and Maude.
And Lori Petty from Tank Girl.
That's right. So
a good movie and a bad movie.
So yeah,
Fuck
sold.
you.
So this
Don't
this
you ever
pilot,
speak ill of Tank Girl again.
This Bates Motel pilot has been something of a rarity for a while. I haven't really seen it around
I've only
much.
seen it bootlegged before.
Yeah, it's bootlegged a lot, but yeah. So these 2 basically were TV movies. Psycho 4 was a TV movie. I have seen Psycho 4. I rented it back when it came out. Last time that Anthony Perkins played Norman Bates. That was the end. Now, one thing about this, it's a universal release. I would have expected 2 discs.
Oh no.
1 disc.
No.
They totally Mill Creeked it.
Are you? That's worse than some Mill Creek releases.
I know.
It really is.
That's
So-
funny.
I know.
It's worse than.
1 disc.
If it was
Or
one test 2-sided, that would be
4
fine.
movies. Yeah. Well, no. Even if it was 2-sided, it doesn't matter. It would still be the same capacity. Oh, you're talking about double-sided dual layer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would have been better.
That wouldn't have been that much more than what they have right there.
Yeah.
You know, production-wise.
I was very surprised when I opened it up. I expected 2 discs, 2 movies per disc. That's acceptable. But
Well,
all 4 on 1 disc.
and that's the only way to get that Boats Motel.
Pretty much. So I'm expecting garbage quality, but at least I have the content I was after.
Mainly that last movie.
Yeah. Well, and Psycho 4 just for completion because I have the other 3. So. So that's it. That's.
I have the triple pack of Psycho 2, 3, and 4. So.
Now is that like 2 or 3 discs?
That is 3 discs.
See, I might grab that just to have a better copy of Psycho 4, but not a priority.
I think Psycho 4 you can get separately too, so you can move around.
Are you sure? I thought it was only available in the.
No, I'm not. That's why I said
Multi-packs.
the words I think.
I think it's only available in the multi-packs.
Emphasis on thing.
Yeah, I'm
So it's going to be quite a shock watching 1, 2, and 3 in glorious high definition, beautiful transfers, just sexy as hell, and then going to Psycho 4 on like 2 kilobits per second DVD.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my
320p.
God.
Macro blocking. It's so
320p,
awesome.
my friend.
Huh?
320p.
320p.
You'll be watching YouTube like it was on YouTube on my internet from a week ago.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's all I acquired this week, folks. I got gigabit. I had 100 megabit internet,
That's pretty awesome.
and it's amazing.
He gets 100 up, 100 down.
This dumb.
And then Justin had stuff.
And Justin, Stout, you got stuff this week?
Yeah.
We've
Awesome.
all got stuff. That's what we do.
Basketball.
Yay!
Hey, you pulled that up to
that.
spite me.
Didn't you show that last week, or were we just
No,
talking
I
about it?
literally picked it up today.
We were
Oh.
talking about it last week about how it's kind of hard to find.
Oh, okay.
Because it's old as shit, because it got one printing way back when and not a lot of copies. But nobody really... It's not highly valued, so you can find it cheap when you do find it.
Gotcha.
When you do find it, it's the problem.
Okay. I knew that had been discussed in some capacity recently. I couldn't remember.
These two are, like, finally Stout picks these up. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Uh-huh.
Evil Dead 2.
Hey!
How much you pay?
Was under $5. I think it was a little bit.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I paid
Anniversary edition? That's awesome.
last year before last, I paid $4 for that.
That's amazing.
But damn!
I considered getting that today, because I need to get those two again.
Devil's Rejects is my favorite Rob Zombie.
I paid less than $10 for it.
Yeah, it's cheap.
$8.75.
Yeah, I've seen that around.
I didn't want the double packs because
Yeah.
I have this weird thing where on my shelf, if there's two movies, it doesn't go in alphabetical order, it goes in its own section, like if they're in the same case. So I paid a little bit more, like $6, $7 each for them.
So you don't put Devil's Rejects with House of a Thousand Corpses?
Because I have strict alphabetical.
How boring.
Yeah, but I can always find something like that without having
So
to
can I?
That's then sci-fi or horror.
But if you have the sequel together, you know which movie to watch next.
Yeah, I do too. By just going, oh look, Devil's Rejects is a sequel.
Yeah.
Now when you go see
go
that,
to D.
you remember.
Or I'll just go, oh, here's House of a Thousand Corpses, and oh, Devil's Rejects is the sequel right next to it.
Yep.
I say fuck the alphabetical order. I like my movies together in the proper order.
Yeah. I still organize mine more or less thematically. It makes perfect logical
I wish
sense
I
to
could
me.
do that, but
Yes, that's right, and that's fine.
Explained,
Strict alphabet works for me, you know.
Your dick is bigger than mine, Sean.
Once in a while, there'll be like that one stray title. I'm not 100% sure where I put it, but it's very rare.
That's the thing, is like
Most of the
Alien,
stuff
like
is
sci-fi or horror.
Alien, see, I have the horror section before the sci-fi section, so between horror and sci-fi, I have the sci-fi horror.
Okay, so what about the sci-fi comedy or the comedy horror? Like, that's where you get, like, you can't have looped around genres.
No, see, if it's a sci-fi comedy, I put it in sci-fi. Like, I have a subsection within sci-fi for sci-fi comedies. Or if it's a direct parody of something that I have the real version of, I'll put it with that. Like, for example, I'll put Galaxy Quest with my Star Trek stuff.
See, it only makes sense to you. It's your collection, and that's how it should be.
It's a Star Trek parody. I put it with Star Trek, so there you go.
Even I can't get behind that thinking.
It's just like I put Hardware Wars in the Star Wars section, because it's a Star Wars parody.
Or you could just tell people that that's what it is. You know,
Is
that works.
Hardware Wars somehow not a Star Wars
that's
parody?
That's the thing.
Have you seen
Every
Hardware? You know.
single person organizes their collection to their liking. That's the best part about this hobby. We can all go, how do you organize it? Oh, I do by genres. Oh, I just choose by alphabet. Wow, that's really interesting. I would never do that. It's not my style. You know, like, and we just had this whole fucking discussion about how we organize shit, and I guarantee you, Justin, how do you organize your shit? It'll be different.
He's a little high.
No, I'm not right now. But thanks for trying to derail the conversation I was trying to.
You're welcome.
What a dick.
But no. Right now I am doing alphabetical, but I'm actually thinking of changing that up a bit, and I have my DVDs separated from my films.
And I mix DVDs and Blu-rays, and Sean separates.
I used to mix, and in some cases I still do. Like, for example, the vast majority I keep separate. However, take something like Godzilla, where I don't want to have them separated. I would just want to have a Godzilla and, you know, related kaiju section. So that section is mixed, and in that case, they're organized by release date, more or less. It's a little tricky with the multi-movie packs, but...
See, and I have sections like that too. I get to Godzilla, and all the direct Godzilla sequels go in there. But not all the kaiju films, just all the ones that have Godzilla in them.
I do what Brandon does. The Godzillas are together, but everything else is where they should be.
Yeah, let's destroy all monsters.
I got a little bit excited when I was doing my update the other day, the kaiju and stuff one. Yeah, and I got a little bit excited when I suddenly realized I'm only missing 2 of the Showa era Godzilla movies.
Oh,
just
on DVD and Blu-ray, you mean? Like, you're missing the Son of Godzilla and which one?
and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, the original. Yeah. And that's the only two that are currently out of print.
They don't have distributors either.
Really?
Nobody owns them in America right now.
Sony had Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 1.
They did.
And Sonic Godzilla.
And Sonic Godzilla, yeah.
But the rights expired recently.
For the 50th anniversary. They released them for the 50th anniversary, and that's the last time they've had a release.
See, this is something I want Shout Factory. Give me a box set of all of it.
I think Shout Factory's trying.
I'd be happy if Kraken Films picked up those Stray 2.
Who's Kraken Films?
They're the ones who did the recent, those other 3.
They're a subdivision of Section 23, Kraken Releasing.
Okay, what's Section 23?
Section 23 is an anime Blu-ray company.
Okay, that's why I have no idea, because I have
let's put it this way.
my entire collection.
Let's put it this way. They're the ones who put out the recent Blu-rays of Godzilla on Monster Island, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, and Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster.
Right, some of the worst Godzilla movies, yeah.
But they did a really nice job of them. They're very nice Blu-rays. They have both the English and Japanese versions. The only thing missing is and this I think is more of a Toho thing than anything else, is the original English dub of Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, which had the Save the Earth song in it.
Oh, the international.
I did notice that, and I was
so apparently the version that we have on the Blu-ray is Toho's preferred international
Don't those
dubs.
Sony releases have commentaries also?
I don't think so. I think
Because before they were.
I thought they were just bare bones.
Okay, there's a whole swath of Godzilla commentaries by Godzilla fans who wrote for G-Fan, and I know Classic Media released a bunch, but they're not the only ones. So.
That's possible. I know a lot of the Classic Media ones have extras. They've got a lot of extras on those.
I was a subscriber to G-Fan for 10 years, so.
Thanks.
The middle 10 of the 30.
I had my dad's subscription. We used to write to the editor all the time.
JD Lee's,
with a fax machine. This brand new thing.
Oh, so were you the TM Maple of G-Fan?
I don't know what that reference is, so yes.
Okay. Anybody who read comics, basically spanning from the 60s to the 80s, will know who TM Maple was. TM Maple was kind of famous in comic fandom at the time as being one of the most prolific letter writers to comic books. And I swear... Huh?
Probably autistic, but...
Well, possibly, but he was also very well spoken. Like, he would do very intelligent critiques of comics that he had read, and would write in very, well thought out letters to the, to the creators and such, and often got published. And it got to the point where it was actually considered something of an honor if you got a letter from TM Maple, because it meant he was reading your stuff. And he read a lot. Like, I mean, just judging from the amount that he wrote, he read everything.
Yeah, no genre was off limits.
No, I saw him in superhero comics, in Transformers comics, just every kind of comic imaginable. He would show up at some point in the letters page.
Movie adaptions in some cases that only have 4 issues and 1 letters page. Like the last issues when they print all the letters, all the best letters that they got during the run, and
the good old days.
Yeah.
It would take like you'd write a letter about the first issue of something, and you wouldn't see letters about the first issue until like issue 3 or 4. So it would take that long for the letters to get there, for them to sort them, to read them, select the ones to print, and then to send
that far along.
Yeah. Good old days of snail mail. And
for like bigger titles, like if they rebooted like a popular title, they would have copies, like review copies, go out to the most prolific letter writers to write letters so that they appear in the first issue. So that,
one other thing about TM Maple, he was Canadian. He was actually from Ontario.
Is the maple a reference to the maple leaf?
Yeah, it was probably not his real name.
I should probably check the chat here for a couple of questions.
Sure.
Oh yeah, there's a chat room. Hey guys, how's it going?
Holy shit, Raptor Rivera in the house.
I almost forgot we were doing a show.
Oh yeah.
Almost like we
were just
here's a fucking Wikipedia article.
Hold on a second.
TM Maple.
About TM Maple? Yeah, no, like I say, he's famous as like
3,000 letters.
3,000 letters.
In 1977 and 1994. I want them to release those letters. I want a book compilation.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it'd have to be multiple volumes, I think. Let's see here. So, I just saw some questions. That strange guy asks something. Fuck, I just saw it. I scrolled too fast. I missed it. Oh, he says, Tank Girl's a good movie. The remaker says Lori Petty's voice grates on me. Thrashed Fingers regarding the Psycho Set 1 DVD, The Horror. Faiz Rover says, I have a copy of Wayne's World 1 and 2 on one disc. I'm disappointed. See, that's not too bad, though. That's only 2 movies. And that's acceptable, because you can fit about 2 hours worth of material on one layer of a DVD without really worrying about quality so much. But when you cram 4 on there... Oh, okay. Manic says, yes, you can get Psycho 4 separately on VHS.
That's right up your alley.
That's how I saw it originally. I actually rented it when it came out.
It's probably the same bitrate on that 4-disc set.
Yeah.
That's probably where they.
Yeah, no doubt. It's probably the source tape right there. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, there it is. That strange guy, Sean. What do you think of the new Godzilla film? I still have not seen it, so I think nothing. You know, as much as I want to get it, I just can't bring myself to shell out $30 for it. So I probably will at some point, just not something I feel like dropping on one movie at this point in the budgetary time. So eventually. Let's see. JL likes to have everything organized chronologically, such as Star Wars 1 through 6. The unaltered ones he watches before the other ones. The Hobbit before Lord of the Rings. So basically in story order is how he likes to organize things. But, you know, not everything can be organized that way. Manic says he alphabetizes and then separates DVD from Blu-ray. Time consuming. Timbit Kid says, my feeling about A to Z is that if I want to watch a movie, I don't want to use a pea-sized part of my brain in order to find it. That's why I alphabetize them. Okay, then. The remaker, Lucky Bum, says he got all those Godzilla DVDs right before they went out of print. He didn't even know. He just got them when they were out. So, there you go. JL wants to open this can of worms, says, how much longer do you guys think physical media will last? Sorry, but I can't help but ask that. Now, just to give some a little bit more information, JL is a huge digital copy fan. He loves the digital copies, in particular for the convenience. We've had many discussions / arguments about it in the past, and I said, but the quality is nowhere near that of Blu-ray, and he's like, I know, but it's still pretty good, and it's good on my portable devices, and it's convenient.
Shouldn't be watching a movie on a portable device.
Shouldn't be watching movies. Yeah. Thank you, David Lynch.
That's right. That's right. David Lynch spoke our fucking language. That's why.
Absolutely did.
He knows the power of films on the big screen, not this tiny little thing on the fucking subway. You're not paying attention to a movie on the fucking subway. Trust me. You think you are, you're not. You're worried about, this might stop.
Well, and also David Lynch has always been a big proponent of immersion in a film.
Absolutely.
He wants you to be transported to that world, and when you're watching, holy fucking shit, you go away, boss. So you're watching it on a big screen, or even a big, home theater TV. You're getting into that world. You're immersed. You have the lights down. Your focus is entirely on that film, and even his DVD releases, like the ones that he had a direct hand in. He wants you to enjoy the experience from beginning to end, to experience the full vision and the full flow as it is meant to be seen. So he wouldn't actually put chapter marks on his DVDs. There's no chapters on his DVDs.
I always admired that about him.
Yeah. Actually, really fucking annoying. I hate it. That's okay. It's his choice.
You get why he does it.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck you, but whatever. Fast forward.
You pee before the movie. When the movie's on, you watch the movie.
That's the problem.
Sounds like me with Return of the King.
I can't possibly hold my back.
Very similar motive.
I can't possibly hold my pee for a fucking movie. It just doesn't work. Ask Justin. Justin?
Hi. As for the subject that we're talking about here, digital versus physical, it's an interesting discussion to be had because at this point in time, I don't even know if it's really a fight going on between the two. I think that there's one and then there's the other. I mean, if you look at what happened with Ghostbusters recently, it was on Netflix. Then they released the 4K Blu-rays, and it is no longer on Netflix because they want you to go buy the Blu-ray. They want you to go buy the physical copy, which comes with a digital copy, mind you. But, you know, that's just it. There's digital copy, and then there's physical copies. And when are they gonna stop doing physical copies? I guess when it stops making sense for them from a business standpoint. When they feel like they're not making any money off of this and it's not worth it, and when they feel like there's not a big enough audience of people who want like the extra content and the special features and the big box sets and all that, when there's not a big enough audience for that kind of stuff, that's when it'll die.
Yeah.
Sadly enough.
Like, I mean, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I think it's so much that physical media is dying. It's just becoming a little bit more of a niche thing, and also becoming not as at the forefront in the brick and mortar stores as it used to be. It's still around. You can still get it, but you know, sometimes you have to special order it online or something, or direct from the publisher. There's more manufacturer-on-demand stuff here, so we're getting a lot more obscure stuff that might not have otherwise got a release, even when DVD and everything was, you know, TV shows and whatnot were in their heyday. But now we're seeing them get releases as on-demand titles, which is great. But I think the shift isn't so much in the media as it is in the way that people buy it. There's been more of a move towards online shopping. We're all perfect examples right here. You know, as much as it's nice to go and browse in a store, I certainly enjoy that and do that, you know, pretty much every payday still to this day. I tend to generally buy more online because it's easier to comparative shop between different retailers and get better deals.
Cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper, even when you factor in shipping a lot of the time. And a lot of places give you free shipping, so that doesn't even enter into the equation.
Oh, I have to order $50 of stuff, which I was already planning to do to get free shipping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I was going to order $150 worth of stuff. Does that mean you pay me to ship it?
For me, it sort of depends on what it is. I mean, there's certain things I do like to have the tactile experience of going into the store. You know, sort of. So, yeah, exactly. Trying on shoes, you know, that sort of thing, or you know, certain things sort of just touch them and feel them and see if it's going to be something you're going to like, or you know, that sort of thing. Other things where I generally know what I'm going to get, like clothes is a perfect example. Clothes I'll buy online a fair bit, especially because given my size, you know, my size can be hard to find in the store, hard to find things in stock. So it's a lot easier when you just go on a website and it says, "No, I'm sorry, we don't have this," or "Yes, we do," rather than tracking all the way to the store, sorting through stuff. Sometimes things aren't where they're supposed to be, and you know, trying to find what you're looking for. I find online's way easier.
That's true.
Yeah.
Click, done. Wait 3 to 5 business days. It's in your hands.
Exactly.
Sometimes
Or
the next,
overnight
sometimes the next day, sometimes 2 days via Primes.
Yeah.
Sean, I recall that at least a few years ago, you weren't really a big fan of digital distribution. You weren't really a big fan of digital anything, really. But I've noticed recently...
My latest update?
Yes. Recently, you started to take a turn to that, and now you're going on PSN and buying all of the games.
Hundreds of dollars worth of games.
I might get addicted to Steam. Like,
It's well, I mean, as I explained, one of my viewers actually asked me about that because my most recent update was primarily digital games that I got from PSN over the past few months, rather than physical media. I literally had 4 on physical media, and then the rest were all digital. Why? Are you changing your mind, Sean? Well, here's the difference. One of the big differences between movies and games is you get a digital version of a game, it is 100% identical to the disc version in every conceivable way. The only difference being it's been modified slightly to play off a disc instead of on a disc. So, but otherwise, the actual picture and sound quality is completely identical to the original disc version.
Well, half the time it's emulating the original hardware and playing an image of the disc. Just a fucking image.
Yeah, well, like I think that's actually how the PS2 ones work on the PlayStation 3. It appears to be running through like just a standalone like emulator that's attached to the game. And same with the PS1, because you'll notice that you can see the mode switch when you load up one of those games. It's like the screen just goes dead for a second, and there's a bit of static as it changes, and then it goes into like PS1 mode or PS2 mode, and that's it firing up the emulator. So, so with games, it's not as big a deal to me. Like I've always had copies of games or what have you, or digital versions kicking around, and for that reason, because I know that you're not losing any quality. With digital movies, it's quite different, because as we talked about before, the digital copies that you get are maybe DVD quality if you're lucky.
720p I see is pretty common, actually.
Yeah, so they're getting better, but still they're not as good as the Blu-ray.
The big titles will get 1080. The real big ones will get 1080.
Yeah. And the streamable versions that you get, like on Netflix and such, are even worse.
Well, yeah.
They're streaming in real time, and they're catering to the lowest common denominator, which is people with 25 megabit internet or lower. So they're very heavily compressed, very low bit rates, and God forbid there's any fast motion in the image, because it's just going to turn into a pixelated mess.
Now Netflix has 4K streaming content for those who can support it, which is kind of cool.
Well, that is cool, and that's going to basically make.
And now I want to see if I can stream any of that.
That's going to be.
That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I think that streaming will become more viable of an option and start to become more legitimate when the fucking cable and telecom companies stop being dicks about this whole thing and start upgrading their infrastructure.
Yeah, it's the it's definitely on the internet service providers. I think they're the ones that are really holding back the potential of video streaming, and I don't know. Maybe they're scared, but I'm sure it's not just that. I mean, it's also a matter of, okay, how much more do we need to open up everybody's bandwidth in order to allow this, and can our system handle the balance and handle the load? And I think the simple answer right now is no. I think that the demand for bigger and better real-time streaming and video streaming and such has outweighed the capabilities of the technologies, so they're trying to find that happy balance between what exists now, what is viable for the future, and how they can keep everybody happy in the middle. I mean, YouTube, like, for example, this really started with YouTube. Like, around the time that YouTube was taking off, that's when people really got into video on the internet. And that's 2005, so that's 9 years ago. That's not that long. That's a very short time. And then you consider prior to that, the internet itself was only, like, what, 10 years old at the time? Yeah. We've gone a long way in that 20 years from all text-based chat and taking an hour to download a single JPEG to streaming fucking high-definition video on our computers. Like, that's a 10-year gap. That is a huge leap.
And the chat we're using is built on technology that was older than that.
Yes. I think that's what's known as a paradigm shift. It's just a massive change in the way things are done. That affects things irreversibly well into the future. And that's what we're at right now. We're in the middle of a paradigm shift. Things are changing. And
okay, thank you, Video Toaster Demo.
It's a great expression.
It is. I've always liked it.
And yes, that's where I got it.
There's a theory that has so far been proven correct that every 10 years technology doubles.
Yeah.
We've gone from, like, what, the 60s, we figured out silicon, could be really awesome, and by the 90s we had, like, quadrupled the shit you can put on silicon, and now what you can put on silicon from just 10 years ago is, like, everything, the entire process of a computer can fit my thumb now.
Yeah. Well, 10 years ago, a gigabyte was considered a big hard drive.
Yeah.
Now we have 4 terabytes, or we have, as
8
you say,
terabyte drives coming.
or as you say, a gigabyte on something the size of your thumb. Like, I mean, smaller than. It was
I can get
originally
a 32 gigabyte. That's the size of my thumbnail.
It was originally like, you know, oh, the stick, it'll be the size of the stick of gum, you know, and you'll be able to fit all this data on it. And we have that with memory sticks and, you know, flash drives and stuff like that.
Yep.
Pretty thick of gum, but still. You're thinking like the micro SD cards, which are just these dinky little things.
I have like 6 to 32 gig ones now.
You can have ridiculous amounts of data on there right
Yeah,
now.
the micro SD cards, that's shit. I've had bigger shit stuck between my teeth.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I
so
love telling
easy to lose.
Well, I love telling the story about my Macintosh in 1996 when I got it upgraded so I could have
Moore's
a
Law.
CD-ROM drive. Yeah, that's the one. Anyways, I had to get a bunch of system upgrades in order to handle the CD-ROM drive, one of which was they put in a newer hard drive. And so I went from an 80 meg hard drive to a 250 meg hard drive.
Yeah.
And I remember I was blown away by that. And I remember telling Sean, I was like, it's a quarter of a gigabyte.
I know.
We were both so shocked by that. And I remember it was funny because, you know, we take this for granted now with massive hard drives, but going to 250 meant that I could keep pretty well all of my programs on my computer at one time.
Yep.
Because I remember,
files.
you know, I would get a
You know?
game, like exactly. I'd get a game for Christmas or something, and it would say, you know, installation requirements needs this much. Oh, okay, well, I got to get rid of this. I haven't played this game in a while. I haven't used this
Yep.
program. I have to start deleting stuff and making room, and then you'd have like just barely enough room to squeeze this program in.
and
I was
sometimes
like,
you're
oh my
like
God, I can
deleting,
leave all my stuff on at once.
you're like deleting
Yeah.
small files near the end just to try to get the last like
Last
meg.
point.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Couple extra megabytes that you needed.
Oh God. I don't need this much porn. Every third picture you're deleting.
Well, I was 12 at the time with no internet,
So
I don't need this much porn. I was doing that at 12.
250 megabytes, eh? Well, let's just put that in perspective as to how things changed. So I'm just looking at the archive of the 2014 episodes of Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Let's look at last week's episode. Last week's episode, one video, 2.12 gigabytes in size.
Oh my
I've
God.
got right now that I need to upload to YouTube. It's
That would have
3.6.
been like 9 of your hard drives, Cass.
Yeah, I know. So basically, the capacity of my hard drive would have been, hi, welcome to Saturday Night InSaNiTy, and...
Yeah. That's crazy.
Tonight we're gonna talk. That's it. That's all you got.
Tonight we're gonna talk. Yeah. Well, I remember it would
Hear
take,
any of it.
it would take like 20 minutes to load a 1 megabyte sound clip.
Oh
Of
God,
something.
to download an MP3 took like an hour or two.
Yeah.
You know?
I was actually
Yeah.
mentioning just the other night that I remember downloading the demo of Monster Truck Madness, and it was a 15 megabyte file. I had to download off of my, I think it was a 28.8 modem at the time.
So
I remember I had to let the download run all night.
fast.
That 15
megabytes.
megabyte demo of the game.
Yeah.
I had a 14.4, so it's the point where I'm looking at CDs like, oh, I really want this song. I really want this song off like fucking like Kazaa and like other like file downloading services, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this song is 6 minutes. I can't download that. It's gonna take too long. I'm trying to find my favorite 3-minute track so that the file is about 3.5 megs because I know it's gonna take too fucking long for anything bigger than that.
Wow.
You know? That's what it was like in the early internet.
Yeah. Yeah, I also had a 14.4, and that's all I had for a very long time until I got basically cable internet.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I love how you can go to
To put
YouTube
it-
now, and there's videos where it's like, this is what it sounded like connecting to the internet in 1997. Because the other thing, there's some people who don't know that. They just know, like, double-click, Explorer, Chrome,
an
you're on.
image that was this big
Yeah.
would take 10 minutes to load.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I
I'm like, this
Oh, I
was
remember.
200K? Fuck this. Where's the 14K one? That one, I will download that
Well,
one. That was
you'd
good
be
enough.
downloading pictures of naked women. and you'd see it slowly filling out.
And by the time it was done, you were done.
You'd get about halfway, and you'd be like, this one's not so good.
Or it'd be so good that by the time it was done downloading, you're like, oh, only need one picture today. Nice. Like that's
you had to get a lot more mileage out of your pictures.
The day of one.
Oh god.
Now you can watch like an HD movie in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. I know. Well, now it's like we double click on our 4 gigabyte HD movie file. It's like, oh, come on! Why is it playing yet? It takes like a whole extra second.
Oh god. Yeah,
so
it's
spoiled now.
Crazy. And like, I can't remember what comic does it. Like in the future, we'll be at the DMV and it'll only take 3 seconds. But the minute it takes 4 seconds, we're gonna throw a fit.
Yeah.
God, it took 4 seconds. I could have done something with that second. You know, like that's what it would be in like 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like
4 seconds. God, I hope I don't have a virus. It's clearly not performing correctly. Yeah.
And I hated when you would download an image and it would sit there, like halfway done.
Yeah.
And you're like, did it stop? Did something wrong? And then you'd get like 15 lines of gray, and that was it. Your file was done. You had to start all over.
Yeah.
And you had to go to your fucking. You had to find the file, delete it off your computer so you could re-download it.
You would
Control
get like
F5.
You would get like a CRC, like an uncorrectable CRC error halfway through, and you'd have to re-download it.
And there was no Control F5 back then to clear your cache. You had to go manually find the file and delete it.
It wouldn't
download it.
That's right. It wouldn't ask you, do you want to copy over this or anything. It was like, file already exists. It would actually make that sound at you.
File already exists.
True. Oh god! And I remember Duke Nukem taxing my system so hard when I played it. It was crazy.
I remember checking
Windows this big now on my computer.
See, I had an Amiga.
Quake 2 being a benchmark for
it was
super fast PCs.
Yeah.
I couldn't even load the demo. It would turn on, go to a black screen, I'd see the logo, and then
damn it, Cass!
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Manic says, or like when you're on Napster and the file would get to 99% and the fucker would go offline. Yep.
You dick! Fuck you! You come back here right now.
And it's not like today with VLC. Well, VLC would just play it at 99% as a file, wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
We didn't have VLC back then. We had Windows Media Player, the shitty version, and then we had Real Audio Player, and then later we got Winamp.
I was just gonna say. Later, we got our early version of VLC, Winamp,
which played most of the things out there, but also had a lot of fucking problems.
But it really did kick the llama's ass.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. Winamp really was the shiznit for a very long time. Like, it was the king of the MP3 players for a very long time.
I remember
FooBar 2000 happened, and fuck that. No reason.
Well, actually, I think VLC player happened, and it killed them all.
Yeah, I don't use VLC player for my music though, because because I have like this massive
you have
archive.
You have that crazy cross-reference index program.
Yeah, FooBar, it does it for me.
Yeah.
It does all the work for me. It's like iTunes, but better.
We ran one of our New Year's parties, I think, just through Winamp, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I remember
really?
that.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a New Year's dance, and we basically just had speakers hooked up to the computer, so we just ran the playlist on Winamp, and it basically ran itself.
I used to listen to a lot of IceCasts, like SnakeNet, Metal Radio, like things like that.
I remember really funny story was that was the time, as you may remember, Sean, when I had my first girlfriend, and so I was trying to look up her number to see if she wanted to come to the party.
I don't know. I was really drunk that night. I don't really remember much.
Okay.
I remember the smoke machine setting off the alarm, though.
Yes, I do remember that.
We also had a microphone hooked up to the speakers. So at one point, my step-oma looked up and saw me and thought I had set off the smoke machine. And she was like, giving me like, don't do that, and like scolding me quietly from down there because of course you couldn't hear anybody a floor away. So there was basically a balcony that would run around the main floor, so you could like see down onto the main area where we had set up as the dance floor. So, so I just went on the speaker and I was like, it wasn't me.
Going through the house.
I think I vaguely remember that actually.
Yeah.
But well, no, I remember what it was. It was still fairly early on. Like there were a bunch of people there. The party wasn't quite really going, and so I was going to look up her phone number because I had it in my email.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I forgot because that was back when was like with Internet Explorer, whatever. Anytime I went to a website or something, it made that click sound.
Oh.
So that was coming through the speakers.
So you hear it?
Click,
click, click, click, click.
So I realized that after I had my friend Evan with me, and I'm like,
I accidentally showed some porn.
yeah.
Just moaning.
Of course, I think back to it now. I'm like, why didn't I just go on the iMac? Because it would have been like right there.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But I guess I don't know. I just went on the main computer. So I realized this clicking sound. So then. Stand By Me came on. So I was trying to time the click. Click. I was trying to like time the click.
That's like the perfect song.
It was. It was the perfect crime. I'm like, because everyone's just like, oh, it sounds more pronounced than the version I heard before.
Click.
But of course, I wasn't always exact. It was like da 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 click.
Of course, it's clicking more loudly because you're hitting the button harder.
Yeah. Click. Because sometimes the click it wouldn't go like it was when it went to the site. It wasn't when you clicked the button. So there's sometimes be like a half-second delay or something. So that's why I had to time it so perfectly.
Like, damn it, you're messing up my timing.
You alright there, Chris?
Why do I look not okay?
You look
very
like
serious.
I'm sorry that I'm not too educated in megabytes and gigabytes and all that bytes.
Oh, that's
The only
okay.
megabyte I know is the one that tried to kill the characters in Reboot.
It's more than a lot of people know.
To be fair, you're about 10 years too young for any of this stuff.
That's
The internet was established by the time you...
It's like, what? The internet was slow at one point?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I knew that. I used to use kind of a Napster and know all about that. I just never knew the technical aspects. I knew the personal irritation of the experience, but
Oh, God.
my favorite thing was you had to take the phone off the hook to get internet. At least I did.
Oh, yeah, so no one could call. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah.
And then the parents would get mad. It's like, off the internet, I gotta make a call.
Oh, or...
Mom,
Yes.
I'm in the middle of
the
the
ones where-
When you pick up the phone and you realize someone's on the internet,
Yeah.
and first it's the ear shock of that's on the line,
Yeah.
and then the realization that you just kicked somebody off the internet.
Yeah.
And then you put it down, you walk away. I didn't do it.
Yes,
I've had that
you
happen to me many times.
Yeah.
Getting my email and suddenly the screen would fill up with random characters and garbage and like, oh no. Someone just picked up the phone.
Yes. I'm sorry, it was Mom.
Well, we actually had. I remember we had a separate line for the dial-up.
Yeah.
She had a separate phone number at one point, so that alleviated that because I'm going to use the phone.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because when we got the high speed, we still had that phone number. We still had that connected for some reason. So I remember I
Did
just
that become the fax number or something?
I think that may have been what it was used for, like whenever there was a fax machine up there. But
Yeah.
I just remember like there was a phone jack, and the one side had the phone number, like our main number, the last 4 digits,
Mhm.
and then the other jack had this alternate number. It was like it was 1 digit off. It was like 8609 or something like that.
It sounds like it did become the fax number because I remember the fax number was 1 digit off.
Yeah, so I think that's what it was. But for a while, it wasn't being used as that.
Yeah.
So I was able to figure out that we basically had this secret phone line.
Secret line.
Yeah, because I remember.
Phone line. Sorry.
What was it? Because I remember at one point, I think the folks went away and we were like grounded from using the phone or something like that. And so, or I told
The
my siblings something like,
line.
we have this, we have like a bat line basically. So like, they won't probably think to check. Because I mean, if they phoned the other one, they got like say busy signal or went straight to voicemail, they would know we're using the phone, right?
Ah.
So then I was like, well, let's use the bat line to call any friends we need to or whatever.
There you go. And what are they going to do? Call the modem line?
Well, yeah. Well, no, we had the high speed at that point, so.
Oh, okay.
So we weren't even. So that's the thing, was the line wasn't even being used
Oh.
for anything. So it was just this completely free.
Paying for it for no reason.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, I
It's
think-
probably like a package deal or something.
Yeah, it's probably like an extra $2 for the extra line or something.
Yeah, at that point you're like, whatever.
Sometimes you can get it free. Actually, like I know with ours, our phone service, sometimes you can get the second line free.
Mhm.
If you get a particular deal, like particular package. So
Well, I
it's normally
remember,
$4, but that's today. So back then it was probably like $1 or $2.
Well, we have the distinct ring one too, so it was like
Yeah.
if it rang just one ring, that was just going to the main number. And if it was the double ring, then that was the kids line, so it was like for one of us.
So,
okay.
as a young budding man in the early days of the internet on AOL, there's a little thing called trading rings where you would trade, where you'd get into a chat room, usually called PixXXX or whatever, it's a private chat room, right? And you'd go, I'd like to be added to a list, and so you'd get sent pictures, and every time you sent a picture, you're supposed to send a picture back. Occasionally, you get a picture and be like, no, that's illegal. Fast enough. Go to your fucking file. You get no. I don't want this. This is not what I asked for. God, no.
Bad.
Well, and then sometimes you get the dude with the horse. You're like, oh.
The dude with the horse?
Yeah. You're like, no.
Also illegal and really disturbing.
Far less disturbing. I'll tell you
This
right now.
reminded me of a quote I need to find.
Oh, my beef with
this is-
Brave is that it's crap.
Here's a quote from Bash.
No,
Just reminded me of it. It just says, this guy just says, morons. These people who live in my apartment complex are connected to my wireless. They must think they're super cool hackers by breaking into my completely unsecure network. Unfortunately, the connection works both ways. Long story short, they now have loads of horse porn on their computer.
Awesome.
And Brandon, I think you just influenced what I was typing because I went to talk about, I'm doing a mystery shop report. I went to say that the area was free of clutter. I started saying it was free of sluts. So it's free of slutter.
Oh. Sorry,
go
what's
to
that?
the computer thing places, get those porn CDs, the really grainy full motion video.
Oh yeah, like the postage stamp size QuickTime
Yep.
clips
Yep.
that were like 30 seconds long.
In half a disc. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Raptor
Yeah.
Rivera asked if anybody had tried the Ghostbusters donuts, and I got one.
From Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
Bastard.
I'm holding it up.
Oh, you got there. Okay, sorry.
He hasn't eaten it yet. It's right there in his fucking
I
palm.
tried the other one. I had the
Awesome.
other one with it had the Ghostbusters logo on it and everything. So yeah,
Awesome.
but they're good. Yes, they're very good.
Basically, just extra icing.
Oh yeah. And this one has a little candy hat on top.
Awesome.
Cancer, it tastes good.
Fuck yes.
There you go.
There's a question in the chat, Sean.
Oh yeah.
Isn't there always?
Good night, everyone. I'm going offline. Night, Sean. Night, Saturday night, instant chat. Have a great week. Okay, good night, Dale. No, sorry. Kurlatin was just wondering who the hell is this Patterns of Horse guy? He keeps going on and off. I think he's just having trouble connecting. Actually,
He's having problems.
yeah, he's okay. He's fine. He's just having issues.
You're gonna be okay.
Oh, interesting question. Niner for Life asked, any of you guys have the old web TV from the late 90s? I used to use it all the time to chat on Talk City. That was Microsoft's thing, wasn't it?
I did not. I had AOL. AOL stuff until like early 2000s.
I'm the same as Brandon.
That's where I started.
AOL was my thing.
I was always the guy who knew a bunch of shit that people came to. You know.
AOL version 7.0, where they'd use the mailbox as the 7.
Oh, I missed. Is that strange guy comment? Says I was fucking alive when the internet was fucking slow. Looking up porn was fucking boring. Pretty sure it was boring.
Boring?
It was boring.
like the born pornography.
Internet porn in the late 90s.
Mid-90s,
actually. As long as the internet has existed, there has been porn.
And BBs before that, in fact.
Even, I was going to say, like, BBSs even would have their porn section.
I would just call them BBs, but yeah. Basically, yeah, like the S is the plural, but it's not, you know.
Yeah, BBS.
I just always said it that way, but yeah.
I see. BBs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well then.
Yes, Cass?
Who is Cass? Cass was going to say something.
Yes. So, I'm writing this report for the souvlaki place that I just assessed. And this is the one where actually I know all the guys, so I always just give them a good score unless they blatantly do something wrong.
They give you free souvlaki?
Sometimes they do, actually, yeah. They bribed me in the past.
Awesome.
So
I like bribes of food.
Yeah. But anyways, the one thing is their OPA staff are all now required to wear name tags.
Ah.
But they, I guess, decided to have some fun with that.
Oh, no.
And, of course, it's now acting as a troll to me because I have to report on what their name tag says and identify them in the report. So here's just a few excerpts from the report.
Mm-hmm.
I start off by saying how Tyler Durden acknowledged me in line. And
Yes! Oh
and as I moved to the cooking area, Mowgli asked how I'd like my lamb prepared.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
And when my meal was ready, Louise handed it to me, and he thanked me for stopping by.
Louise.
I don't know how this is going to get past the editors.
This is totally made up. Like, yes, they did make up their names.
They know I was coming.
Oh, that's great.
Never asked to report on that Opus souvlaki ever again.
I know.
I have something to share.
Corporate will be like, your proper name's on.
Let's all share. Everybody whip your dicks out.
No, not that.
Okay.
I promise you. Oh, God. This is not
Lay that
political.
Cooper saw on the table.
It's going to
Don't act
sound
like you're not
political when I
impressed.
say it, but it's not political. So, we all know about the Ebola thing. Ebola thing that's going on, right? Ebola.
Some Ebola coli.
Yes. We got the person. The first case of Ebola in the United States in Dallas, Texas. They found the guy. They have him quarantined.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's under like armed quarantine.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Can I go to the bathroom? No.
You will not leave your house, or we will shoot you, and then we will not touch your blood.
apparently, the Dallas Weekly newspaper planned something ahead before they even knew about this for a cover of one of their newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
And I will now share that cover to you that they released this week.
Great. Hold on a second.
Wunderbar.
Where is it here?
See, now the internet's slow because servers suck.
Where the fuck is it?
Oh my god.
Oh my god! So this was originally put together before.
And it's
just one of those amazing coincidences.
And it's owned by black guys. So they don't
There you go.
think about that for a second.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, that is...
Taste of Africa comes to them.
It's so racist.
Wow.
It hurts.
The taste of Africa comes to Dallas.
Like, not only is it just like perfectly timed, coincidentally, right? But that's really a bad fucking cover. Just horrible.
I mean, just generally.
Yeah.
But
And now it's just in bad taste on accident.
Yeah.
the issue date suggests the cover was designed pre-Ebola, but the timing of the email blast they put out is unfortunate. Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. That was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Another issue of really bad timing or poor taste, whatever. It's a United Airline ad.
Uh-huh.
It says, "You're going to like where we land."
Uh-huh.
Placed right in front of Ground Zero.
Oh my god.
And who didn't think that one through?
That is terrible.
MG. Wow.
Wow.
I was actually looking for a different one, but that one's far worse.
Fucking brutal. Totally unfortunate.
I don't know where it is, but there's some.
United again.
I did like where it landed, just not how it landed.
Oh, hold on a second. I didn't share that properly.
Or
Let me
that it
try that
landed.
again.
I should say.
There we go. Ta-da!
Ebola cola is that.
Ebola cola. Wow.
Ebola cola.
Wow.
Terrible. Just
So I found a small archive of TM Maple stories to the editor on Wayback Machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought I'd share that with people who might be interested in TM Maple.
Oh, TM Maple. Oh, on archive.org?
Yeah.
Apparently he was only 38 when he died.
For a heart attack in 1994.
It's unfortunate.
And
How big
TM
was
stands
he?
for The Mad, so he was called The Mad Maple.
The Mad Maple, yeah.
And
And what
he shorted was because they had a policy of no anonymous posts. So it was TM Maple to be it was a name.
That's right. And I saw that, and it says that he eventually embraced it and would occasionally play around with it. For example, once calling himself Theodore Maddox Maplehurst.
They admitted in an issue of Zot his real name. So
That's funny. His real name was Jim Burke.
Yep.
Wow.
I would seriously buy a compilation of his letters to the editor and their responses if there were any. I would seriously buy that.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if it was print on demand, I'd pay an exorbitant amount of money for it. I would. It's just something cool.
Well, and apparently he had an award named after him
And a theater.
just this year. Yeah.
An amphitheater or whatever.
TM Maple Award in recognition of someone from the Canadian comics community for achievements made outside of the creative and retail categories who had a positive impact on the community.
In other words, superfan.
Pretty much.
And only in comics right now is there an award for being a superfan.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super duper, man.
But no, yeah, I'd forgotten about TM Maple, honestly. It had been like a couple years since I'd even looked up who it was.
Yeah. No, I remember, like, it was, you knew sort of that a comic had arrived when you saw a letter from him in the letters page.
Yeah. He had a discerning taste, and it's interesting. The only reason I found out about him was because there was a forum thread, a post on a news group.
Yeah.
You know?
I found out about him. I just kind of noticed, like, as I was reading comics in the 70s and, well, in particular, mostly the 80s and then early 90s, it seemed like he showed up a lot in comics that I read, and I was like, oh, is this TM Maple guy again? Does he just, like, read everything?
I was looking for something completely unrelated, something to do with DC Comics, and there was a fucking forum post that had keywords for my search, and I was like, oh, That's all I remember. I just remember reading about him. I think that was kind of cool.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
And on a completely related note, Thrash Finger says, has anyone tried those maple-flavored cream cookies?
No.
I have, a long time ago. They're okay.
I'm not a fan of maple flavors.
The Canadian's not a fan of maple. How about that?
I do like
Not Canadian.
I do like maple, but just not big on the maple.
Don't ruin my joke, Sean.
Ruin it! Ruin it!
I don't
Soil
like
it.
maple.
Soil it!
It's
Soil
greater
it!
my country.
Don't ruin my joke with your logic.
Maple syrup on ham? Yeah. Talking about it.
Maple syrup in the shower? Fucking A.
In lieu of shampoo? Absolutely.
Conan the King, number 22. I mean, like...
Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Out for a rip?
Hey, gonna have some maple ribs, eh?
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
Sounds totally awesome, eh? Totally go up for some ribs and wear a toque and everything.
I know.
Why are people asking me if SNI is still on tonight, an hour into SNI?
You guys doing SNI?
I don't think so, no. Have we jumped the shark yet?
Wow, they even reprinted the letter from Zot21 in which he says his real name. Sorry, I'm still on TM Maple, my bad.
I mean, I posted it to the thing. It's right there.
I don't know how you jumped the shark with SNI, considering that Sean has, during this show, been drunk and said, I don't want to rape anybody, I just want to party.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Removed his clothing a few times.
Flashed his penis once on accident.
You
How do you
know,
jump the shark?
someone has to
What
play the
shark
role
is
of
there
the
to
shark.
jump?
I know.
The shark
What?
beating to
I
death
don't
in
know.
the corner.
I don't have any trust to be the shark. Let's jump over him.
But no one's gonna rape the shark because we just want to party.
Of course not. But we will jump him. We
I
will
don't want to
jump him.
rape any sharks, I just want to party.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh my god, and JL. The timing must be off on this. Oh, JL asked at 9:08 p.m. if Saturday Night Chat was on tonight, and I think we went live about 3 minutes later.
You promised him a show!
I was a little bit late getting everything started today. I do apologize, everyone, because Rosie came by, got here later today than we had originally planned. Basically a miscommunication. And we had to run off and do some shopping, and then she ended up going to bed like way later than normal.
How dare you have a life?
Sorry. Hey, but only 12 minutes late. I mean, we've been ready at 9 and gone on air later than that before, so I'd say, all things considered, we did okay today.
we basically use the Shenanigans chat as a waiting room.
Yep.
Good answer.
So, Sean, Brandon and I last night watched a movie called The Testament, which you
The sacrament.
absolutely-
The sacrament.
The Sacrament. I'm sorry. Which you absolutely need to see. That movie
Yeah.
is
Which one?
The sacrament.
The Sacrament.
Sean, check this out.
Uh-huh.
I'm not actually making this tonight, but check out this thick cut of pork I got at Costco.
Hang on a second.
Why do you have a football helmet on?
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I don't, I'm
gonna
just
try and
trying to
make
touch
some
my headphones that
plastic
touch me.
enjoyable forage.
Oh, so it's in front of your mouth like a football helmet. Gotcha.
That is a nice chunk of meat.
Oh.
I had pork chops today.
It does
Yeah,
look like a football helmet.
but yeah, I mean, that is nice and thick. I'm looking forward to cooking that up soon.
The Raker,
Yeah,
once again, I said Gamer Brave. I don't like it because it sucks.
I was annoyed that Save on Foods doesn't have their $7 pork chop packs anymore. The ones where I would go through every single one that they had and pick the one that was the heaviest. They're not insignificant there either, because for $7 you could end up with one that's 600 grams, or you could end up with one that's like 1,100 grams. So I would search out the 1,100, obviously. That's the ones where I would get those pork chops that were so big they were like steaks. So anyway, they don't have those for $7 anymore. They decided to just start charging by weight. So now they're like between 9 and 12 typically. Good. Thanks. Appreciate it. They seem to be having less and less bargain meats, and it's getting really annoying because I like the bargain meats.
And more expensive to feed people.
It's making it less fun to buy meat.
Bargains are hard to come by now.
They do at least still have the $12 packs of chicken, which are kind of the same as the $10 packs of chicken you get at Walmart, but better quality because it's not Walmart meat.
Some of us can only afford Walmart, Sean.
Walmart is fine. I buy the Walmart $10 pack all the time, but you know, sometimes you want to spend the extra $2, get the extra goodness. But basically, a pack of boneless skinless chicken breasts, and I got a couple of steaks. Actually, I got a couple of blade steaks, which are really good. Lots of deep red meat and thick bits of fat in there to give it some good flavor. Should be good. I'll probably cook that up tomorrow. What else is new? Was I talking about things that were new? No, I was bitching about Save on Foods pricing. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck Save on Foods. They're price gouging for those of us who just want to eat.
Oh, we'll have to go hunting.
Oh, right. There was somebody asking me a question, and someone was concerned that a can of worms had just been opened. Cody asks, Zaranizer, quick question. I was watching your DVD video update, the one about Super Sentai. It wasn't actually about Super Sentai. I just used that because it sounded good in the title. How come you don't like Power Rangers when it's an American adaptation of Sentai? Very good question, because Power Rangers sucks. Okay, I will say this.
You may now sharpen your pitchforks.
I will say this about that. I do not like the American adaptation known as Power Rangers. I think it is horrible. I think it is childish, juvenile, unfunny, and quite frankly painful to watch. However, I do hear that Shout Factory recently got the rights to release Zayu Ranger, the original Japanese series. That I might actually be interested in seeing. The unaltered version, the original version, not the Americanized garbage version that I hate, but the original Japanese version I might be interested in checking out. I will say that. I just don't like the American version. It's just they overly little kidified it, I think, and I hate that. Plus, for me, as far as the other ones go, like Iron King and Red Baron, and of course, Ultraman, those are, you know, I mean, they're older and therefore of greater interest to me. There's just something about the vibe of 70s and 80s stuff like that that's different than the later versions that came later that appeals to me. More model work, less video effects, things like that, more old school effects, and I don't know, just something about them. I just like the older stuff better. But I'd check out Zayu Ranger.
Why is everyone not talking?
Just as juvenile and ridiculous and terrible. Trust me.
Is it really?
Yes, because they're shows meant for kids.
Okay.
So.
Well, I guess we'll find out then.
Just saying. You know.
The only reason
sometimes it sucks is a very good answer. It means that you did not like it, and that is all you need to know.
Okay.
Pretty much.
For something like Gamer the Brave, I don't have the fucking mental capacity to try to explain to you right now why it's terrible. Just take my word for it. I just don't like it.
Didn't you just do a big post on Facebook? It's like, don't just say something, where you were chastising everyone,
and
saying, don't just say something's horrible if you can't explain why. And then
I'm simply saying, I can give you a better reason when I'm less muddled in the brain. That's all I'm saying.
So you have those reasons. You just
don't ask me to find them right now.
Verbalize them and
just
pluck them out of your brain right now.
Today's not that day.
Now, I gave Power Rangers a chance because I mean, when it first came on in 1994, I watched it. I didn't watch it to watch it, but I watched a few episodes to check it out. And because when I originally saw the previews, I thought it would be something I'd be really into, mainly because of being a fan of Godzilla and Japanese stuff since I was a kid. But it just didn't appeal to me. Like there was just something about it that felt off, that just was off-putting to me. And I just didn't care for it. Now, a friend of mine at the time, also named Sean, funny enough, was a huge fan of it, and he loved it. And he kept trying to convince me to watch it and stuff. And
I mean, it's not any more juvenile than an episode of G.I. Joe. It really isn't.
No, but I mean, G.I. Joe just holds more appeal to me.
You saw it when you were at a younger age, and
Are
we bringing nostalgia blindness into this argument, really?
What?
Nostalgia blindness?
Is that what I'm hearing? Is that
there is a nostalgia factor.
Well, there is and there isn't, because I watch other stuff that's also juvenile that I didn't grow up watching, that I discovered later and I still enjoy now. So I think nostalgia doesn't factor into that.
Have you seen Power Rangers since it first aired?
Have I seen Power Rangers? Once in a while, I'll catch bits of it here and there.
I think you'd have more of appreciation of it now. You maybe not like it anymore, but at least you could be able to appreciate it for what it is. More so. Like, see, there's lots of things where I thought, well, that was terrible. And now I go, well, I didn't like it this time, but at least I can appreciate it on a different level now, I don't know.
I have a couple of
I remember it pretty vividly.
What was that?
I'm sure I won't like it anymore now that I did then.
I say I agree with that mindset, because I actually have a very similar thought for a lot of shows that I hated when I was younger, but growing up, it's more like, well, I don't really like it still, but I at least see the appeal of it and why it is popular, why people do like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, that was Fairly Odd Parents. I couldn't really stand the show, but as I've grown older, it's like, oh, I see the appeal.
I still don't like it, but I understand it more now.
Well, yeah, that's pretty like I see why people like Fairly Odd Parents.
It was the same thing with Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls for me. I never really liked it then, but now I'm like, I can appreciate it. I understand.
Yeah, I got why people liked Powerpuff Girls, but Powerpuff Girls never really did it for me either. Dexter's Lab, I kind of like. That shows in repeats here fairly often. SpongeBob was another one, actually, that I didn't really watch or have any interest in when it originally started, and everybody and their dog was just telling me about, oh, you gotta check out SpongeBob, it's hilarious. And it literally wasn't...
a cartoon meant for stoners.
Yeah, well, it literally wasn't until Rosie picked up a DVD and watched it that I really saw SpongeBob for the first time, and then I actually found myself sitting down and watching it with her, and we'd both be laughing our butts off. And I was like, okay... This actually is pretty damn funny.
That's a show I can't get into either. But.
My personal favorite of SpongeBob is when they bring in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, because that is just mega references to Batman.
It's Borgnine, isn't it? As Mermaid Man.
They actually did an episode where Adam West and Burt Ward played younger versions of them.
That's awesome.
Such an awesome.
And it's like
a little known show.
I'm sorry, not Batman and Robin. It's Aquaman and Aqualad.
Aquaman and Aqualad, that's right. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
It's the C version of Batman and Robin. And they wear bras.
Yeah.
They're not the A team, they're not the B team, they're the C team.
I really like Samurai Jack. Raptor said Samurai Jack. And Dexter's Lab were his two favorites, and I'm like, I got Samurai Jack, but then I was really into cult film. And that thing references some of the most obscure goddamn movies.
It is. It was one of the. I don't think it was one of the first, but it was heavily advertised as being one of the few cartoons without outline for all the characters.
Which one?
Samurai Jack.
Oh, really?
It didn't have outlines for the characters.
Isn't most of Samurai Jack's story a tribute to Blade Runner? Like, at least the environment was, as I can remember. Like I remember
more like a Lone Wolf and Cub to me, but
Lone Wolf and Cub being like his origin and such. In fact, there's an episode where the Lone Wolf and Cub make an appearance. But I remember, at least from the pilot,
that's cool.
I remember the pilot movie, like because he goes into the future. I always thought there was a nod to Blade Runner with the whole, especially the shot. There's a shot in the movie that's like verbatim a scene from Blade Runner with the big TV ad of.
okay.
It's probably a reference, yeah.
The
I think it
TV
is.
blimp.
They
Yeah, I think
reference
about the blimp in one scene. Yeah, that's just a great.
Well, yeah. Well, the first, yeah.
Well, yet
The
another
very
reason.
first set of episodes to Samurai Jack is all set
I can
in this
see
futuristic
Sean
city
really digging that
other
show.
cars and
Yeah.
that kind of art style.
I remember a few things that stuck in my head. There's this one shot from a movie called Tattoo Life where it's like a below shot through a glass floor type shot.
Mhm.
And they did something similar to it in Samurai Jack, and I was like, I know exactly. He's referencing Kinji Fukusaku with that. You know, it was
That's
like
pretty cool.
Yeah, and like I caught some of the references. I really dig that. You know.
Well, I was just gonna say, everybody's saying is something that I would really dig. It's actually one of those shows that's been recommended to me for years, and the snippets I've seen, I know that it's the kind of thing I would probably really enjoy. It's just one I just haven't got around to yet.
I take it Avatar is another one.
Avatar, the show, yeah.
Yeah, the show, not the movie.
Yeah,
Or
I want
the
to see
other
that.
movie.
I also want to see Oban's Star Racers, which is supposed to be really good too. It's also a lot shorter than Avatar. It's only like 2 seasons, I think. But yeah, I definitely like to see Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I think is excellent.
For the record, the person who doesn't know his name, the creator of Dexter and Samurai Jack is Genndy Tartakovsky, the Russian.
Right, who did that awesome Clone Wars?
He did Clone Wars, yeah. Same style as Samurai Jack.
Which I just happen to have
why
right
he got the
here.
job? Was because Lucas liked Samurai Jack?
Yeah.
Because Rosie actually wanted to check it out, so we were watching some of this a couple weeks
The
ago.
story may be apocryphal, but that is the story that has been told, yes.
We're going to have to, one of these nights, sit down and watch the 2-part, pretty much Power Rangers Sentai reference in Dexter's Lab. If you remember, there's a specific episode. It's the only episode that was a 2-parter, and yeah, it's a big, massive reference to giant robot anime and Sentai.
That was at the time the series finale until they decided to bring it back.
It was, yeah.
Speaking of which, there's one other thing I forgot to show in Show and Tell. I actually got this at Shoppers Drug Mart, of all places. We have Elvira's Heavy Metal Halloween. Yeah.
Nice.
I have a different cover, but I have that.
Really? So it's basically 10 tracks. Oh, come on, should have been 13. Of basically heavy metal covers of popular horror themes. We got the Exorcist theme, Frankenstein, Toccata and Fugue in D minor, Moonlight Sonata, Funeral March of a Marionette, Godzilla, Phantom of the Opera, and the Hall of the Mountain
version of
theme.
Godzilla.
Yes. Carmina Burana, O Fortuna, and Halloween, of course.
So let's say, if it doesn't have Halloween, I'd be shocked.
Well, of course it's going to have Halloween.
Well,
Elvira is the spirit of Halloween embodied.
I have a different cover, which
What
I'm
a
trying
body.
to find now.
What the hell would a heavy metal version of Godzilla sound like?
I don't know. It depends which
It's
theme
really
they
cool.
decided to be.
Really cool, that's the answer.
Yeah, I just kind of skimmed through it, ripped it to my music directory for convenience. See, that's another thing. Music. When I rip it myself, I rip it as waves, full quality. So it's exactly the same quality as the CD. I just put it on the hard drive for convenience.
I do FLAC because it's half the size, but for the same quality.
I'm not too worried about it. I
just listened to it and then put it back on my shelf.
Well, see, I also
Very old school of you.
I also have like 600 gigs of music. So.
I like the convenience of having my music on the same shelf as my movies.
I have thousands of albums and songs.
Also alphabetical.
To be fair, I do have like a fair number of CDs. I've got this rack, which is 4 sides, and then I've got others that are just kind of scattered around in boxes and stuff.
Even your fucking CD collection is bigger than mine. You know how big my entire CD collection is?
It's
one cube.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember the cubes. I had one of those for my audio tapes until I ended up with 500 audio tapes. Yeah, I've not ripped all of those to the hard drive. It's just basically if I'm going to listen to something, I'll pull it off the shelf and then I'll rip it and then I'll just leave the rip there. So over the course of time, I'll eventually have all of them on there. Maybe we'll just do a binge one day, do them all. I don't know, it's not a big priority.
Well, I mean, you've got Halloween, so that's obviously a bigger priority for you.
Halloween, yes. absolutely. Oh, yeah, you can see a little bit there. You
Well,
probably can't.
we saw that last time.
You can't tell from here. I've actually added to that, but you can't really tell from over here. There's actually webbing up there now. You can probably just barely see. You'll see it in the actual.
I would never notice if you added anything. I don't even think you lost anything.
No, well, I mean, the background is the same, obviously, but I've added a lot more stuff in front of it, which you'll see tomorrow. You'll see starting tomorrow. I got to quickly film the new intro for the Halloween video. I sort of have ideas of what I want to do, but I haven't actually filmed anything yet, so I don't know what form it's going to take. Yeah, unless you can animate something in like 8 hours.
I've done faster. John the Flick Picks animated intro was 2 hours.
Well, really?
Wow, really?
Yes, really.
Does he still use it to this day?
No.
No,
But,
he's got something else going on.
He's got a much smaller one with a big over boom explosions microphone.
I don't like it.
Okay.
It's
No.
not as good as the.
Aw, thanks. But you prefer the one I made him.
Well, I guess I mean I get the feeling with that. I haven't watched Flickpick in a long time, but I know he's definitely come into his own and does his own thing.
To me,
Style. But I get the impression, like from when I was watching him, he likes to keep evolving and keep changing the style and keep moving forward. So,
he's actually
it's good.
told me personally that he wanted to stop doing Blu-ray videos because he wasn't enjoying it anymore.
Yeah.
Like
So
not
what does he do now? Like what does he do?
A little bit of
really?
everything.
Pardon?
Mostly movie, usually just theatrical reviews. On the occasional Blu-ray video, but it's usually just Warner Bros. Stuff.
More just movie reviews rather than
in theaters. But he doesn't like doing the Blu-ray stuff as much anymore, and
I can see
most of his other stuff is about getting physically fit. He's kind of moved towards a regimen guru.
Interesting.
The fucker's ripped.
His girlfriend's cute, so I gotta say.
That's his third girlfriend.
I approve.
Flickpick is the Mac Daddy.
I wouldn't use that term if you've actually spoken to the guy.
It's funny because I remember when he was just starting out. I commented on a couple of his videos, and he was all like starstruck because, oh my God, Zaran Isaac.
He was a big fan of it.
Yeah, and then he's bigger than me now.
It was hey, I went through the same thing with you, where it's like, oh my gosh, Zaran Isaac likes me.
And then he realized I was just a big douche.
Nah,
it happens.
He likes everybody. He doesn't have any. I talk to him every now and then. He has no resentment towards anyone really.
No.
He's too busy.
Yeah.
He's too busy with life.
No, he struck me as a pretty straight up guy, which I like.
He is so chill that he the first time I ever met him, back when he only had, I want to say like 300, 400 subscribers, like very, very small.
Yeah, like where I am right now.
Shut up, Brandon.
You're 430. That's all I got.
You're awesome. Relax. We love you.
Getting there.
Yeah,
5 more years of work.
I was talking to him on Skype, and I basically had nothing either. And so we just hit it off very well. But I remember I barely knew this guy for 2 days. 2 days. Second call I've ever been with him. Mm-hmm. First thing he does says, "Hey, Chris, man, I want to show you something." He sends me this link, and I don't know what it is, so I click it. It's this video of a blonde woman getting fucked in the ass. It's a porn. I didn't know this. It was a Pornhub link, and he gave me a stamp to go to. And he's like, "Dude, watch this." And it's like, I've only known this guy 2 days. He's already shown me porn.
Giving you porn.
But
this is the best ass fucking video I've ever seen. You gotta check it out, new friend.
What I said to him was, "Why did you send me that?" He says, "I want to do that to a woman, man. That's my dream." And he would go on and.
Broke skin slip.
I knew that would fuck somebody up. He would turn on. After that, immediately he turned on his webcam and he was seated like this, exactly the way I'm doing it. He had no pants on. He was completely in his underwear. And I was just like, I thought that was just a joke in your face. He's like, nah, man, I don't like wearing pants. Doesn't make sense, man. He's like, my own house. I reserve the right to not wear pants, man.
That's right. It's internet. I don't need pants.
Marches
He
to
always-
a different drummer.
I
We
would find it
seem
was
to
a
have
joke.
similar taste in pants there, Chris.
do we?
Yeah. Oh, wait a second.
I've got Ninja Turtles. Oh, God.
There we go.
Hold on. I gotta move the
A
camera.
little better here.
I got Ninja Turtle going on.
There we go. Let's all put our...
Oh,
Very
Ninja
nice,
Turtle.
Rick. You're trying to seduce me.
Oh, God, my hip. Oh, I can't do that.
Wow.
God, I'm old.
After all that, his introduction to his fixation of ass fucking blonde women and that he doesn't like to wear pants, he ends the call. I'm talking to him for about 2 hours. We're just shooting the shit. And I always remembered he'd say the same thing every time we'd end the call. He'd say, well, all right, man, I'm going to turn in, jerk off and go to sleep, and maybe I'll talk to you later.
And
he would do
I
just
say
that.
sayonara, and he says...
I'm going to jerk off and go to sleep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flick pick. Speaking of jerking off and going to sleep, I'm going to go pee and then grab some munchies, actually. I bought chips for tonight, and I forgot to bring them over to the chair. I'll be back.
I thought he was going to jerk off and go to bed and not hang up. I'm like, I really don't want to see this. Oh, Krolotins, because I'm trying to not laugh out loud because there are people sleeping in this house, so that's why I'm wheezing. I'm trying to hold back the laugh.
It results in the most hilarious noise you've ever heard.
I hate you.
He laughs.
I'm going to mute myself from now on. It's a pleasure hearing me laugh.
I'm just gonna sit here and freak people out. There we go.
I honestly didn't even think the flick pick story was going to be that funny.
Fucking brilliant. I'm stealing that and applying it into other terms, but that's fucking brilliant.
What? I want to do that to a woman, man?
No. Just that whole thing, that whole discussion you just had has been stolen.
No, literally, it was the way he said it. Like, fucking, I want to do that to a woman.
I want to do that to a woman, man. That's my dream.
It's not that hard. Come on. Jesus, you just gotta present it right, man.
Well, if the video was any hint of that, she knew how to present it. Ass up.
Face down, ass up.
I love that somebody just...
No.
That we have a...
No.
We have a
No.
rule here.
No. Not talking about it.
The flick. Okay. You know, it's awkward without Sean, isn't it?
Yes.
You're gonna sing my theme song. That's the time. It's a guilty pleasure. I always wonder how many people actually don't do people actually know the lyrics?
I swear I do, but I don't.
I did an interview once with a voice actress friend of mine. She starts the interview singing, and she didn't know most of the lyrics, so she just kind of mummed it. So she's like, she got the aficionados Chris part, and then she's like, hey, he likes to impersonate Walker.
That's the one I remember. He impersonate Walker.
I'm actually
where what's playing, I can tell you the lyrics.
What's it got for us this time? Probably Blu-ray.
I have contemplated putting a bouncing ball lyrics at the bottom. People can follow along.
That'd be cool.
The problem is I don't know how to do that. In reference to Mystery Science Theater, I'd say follow the bouncing ball, but we don't have one.
Well, they didn't have a bouncing ball in Mystery Science Theater.
Hey, Sean, you're back. You can show my dinner to everybody.
Awesome. I'm going to show my chips to everybody. Come on. Got no name brand, regular potato chips.
IKEA battery-flavored chips.
That's the kind of shit you would see on television if they can't afford the brand.
Then
IKEA flavored.
we have
Yes.
President's Choice, loads of jalapeno popper.
Oh my god, I want a bag of that, Sean.
It says scorching flamboyant.
Scorching slash flambant.
They jalapeno.
It's flammable. Yes, it's flammable.
You know what?
When they cook my food, I want to eat it.
I'm
There's
actually
a toss-up between this and the loads of ketchup flavor. So I had to go with this.
ketchup flavored chips.
Eating
That
the bite.
steak was fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
Disgusting.
Past that food looks delicious.
Sean, you can take your chips and shove it up your ass
sorry.
and showing a steak.
See, I was gonna make steak tonight, but I realized at the checkout I forgot to buy mushrooms, so I'm gonna make it tomorrow.
Yeah, so this is Costco steak with old barbecue sauce and Montreal steak spice, you can say there. And then I did some sauteed criminy mushrooms, a couple of russet potatoes, and some corn.
Awesome. So few mushrooms.
Actually, I thought I did a fair few.
Did you? I usually do like an entire package.
I did about half.
Oh. Actually, I
He
usually
got
do two.
chips so
I do two
sophisticatedly.
packages. I do a package of white and a package of criminy.
Mm.
And, mix them all up. Mind you, I also cook 3 steaks at a time.
All for you.
So it's usually 2 for that night, maybe 1.5, and then the rest for leftovers. So essentially, when I make a steak dinner, I make 2 or 3 steak dinners.
Dowd has a sophisticated cheeseburger, whereas Sean has a sophisticated chip.
Mm-hmm.
My chips for tonight
These are good.
are these wheat thin popped chili or spicy cheddar.
Those are chips. That doesn't count.
Yeah,
Wheat is.
My chips are. Oh wait, that's.
yeah. So instead of being harder to hard and thick, they're like fluffy and light and shit.
Yeah.
I had a Skinny Cow Heavenly Crisp Peanut Butter Kidney Bar.
Raptor asked me how I've been and how's my Halloween set.
Sorry, did you say you had chips as well there, Chris?
Well, no, it was a gag where I said, I think I have chips. Wait, no, I don't.
Oh.
Just a Blu-ray of a thing
I got a
Oh,
bottle
you got
of
the
ice
first
water.
season of Dusk Till Dawn, eh?
And he hates it, the jerk.
Hey,
Really?
hey, I'm allowed to not like something.
No.
See, now Chris, you're just gonna mail that to me to I'll appreciate
Slip
that.
and Stoudman both love that show. I haven't seen it yet.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't overly negative.
Are you a fan of the movie?
I love the movie. That's why I didn't like it.
Meanwhile, I love the
for me-
movie and I love the show.
I just in the review that I wrote for my website, aficionadoschris.com,
Plug.
sponsored in part by Geeky.t.
There you go.
And plug given on Zaranizerac's YouTube channel.
Oh wait, that doesn't exist anymore.
Steak
I
burn.
pay the bill on that and get it active again.
Get it back up so I can link it from my site. Geeky's linked from my site. So if you
Somebody
go to
said-
aficionadoschris.com, every dollar goes to Geeky because they have me at gunpoint. But
Something like that.
in the review, I basically explained that I didn't really hate the show. I just thought it was pointless because why would I watch the? Someone's going to correct me. I understand why people like it. It's a decent show, but to me it was like, why am I sitting watching 500 minutes of the same story that I have at a fraction of the length?
Because they changed the story.
I didn't like the changes.
Well, they have to change it so it can become a series. It's kind of a requirement for it to be a series.
So basically,
Right,
it takes
because we
16
really
episodes for them to get to the
really
titty twister.
needed- We needed
It actually
really.
takes them 5. It's only 10 episodes.
Okay.
We really needed bad acting and embarrassingly bad I want to be like Tarantino
I
dialogue.
didn't think it was bad acting at all.
I did. Though.
That guy pulled off a perfect Clooney impression with giving his own little spice to it. Perfect.
Yeah, I love that character, honestly.
It's so great.
You know, I back to that thing you were doing, Stout, where you were trying and somewhat succeeding at trying to remember my theme song. I am now really curious, Sean. How much of the theme song do you actually know?
Something about a checkered tie. Once you get a review today, they're probably Blu-rays. And he likes to impersonate Walken.
There we go. Close enough.
Likes to impersonate Walken. Something like that.
He likes to impersonate. It seems like the thing that people remember most is he likes to impersonate Walken.
It doesn't fit. That's why it's so brilliant.
It is. It's so disjointed compared to the snappiness and rhythm of the rest of it.
And they never brought their soda.
Wait, is that a good thing?
No, it's fine. It just comes off as being like sort of a little gag at the end of the thing because it just seems so random. Because all the other lines rhyme.
And also, he's a ninja.
Yeah, exactly. It's the ninja line.
I had to interrupt to help Raptor not make a horrible mistake. He said he might watch the Dusk trilogy for his Halloween viewing tomorrow, or a double feature of the original Carrie and its remake. That Dusk trilogy, don't bother with the other two movies. They're the worst movies. They're pretty bad. They're really badly acted, really badly written, really badly directed, shitty effects. Second of all,
you see it. Yeah.
The new Carrie is really good, and it's not a remake of the movie. It's a re-adaptation of the story. So, and it's actually very well done. I was shocked.
It was like a 6 out of 10. 6
and I was expecting a 2. So I thought it was very well done, considering.
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 6. I mean, you know. Meanwhile, the second one was an 8.
Even like the review itself, I'm not really overly negative. I'm basically saying, well, this is what I didn't like, but I'm sure there's people that do like it because I understand it's kind of mixed. Some people do like it, some people don't. I'm on the bandwagon if I don't.
As with everything.
Well, I mean, like this one, like I thought a better TV to a film to TV adaptation. I thought Fargo was better.
I really want to see that.
It's really good. Fargo I liked better. I thought Fargo was a better way to do it than
I still have to see the movie.
Well, I can see Fargo being like a mystery of the week type of thing.
What they do with this Fargo is that instead of it being like this, a retelling, they have a new story with a new cast every season, and it takes place in a different time period. That's how you do it.
That's interesting.
That's a different way of doing it. Yeah,
that's actually a lot more interesting than I thought.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it at least keeps the spirit of the original film. It still feels like the Coen brothers had some input in it. I don't know. With this, to me personally, it's like it's got too much Rodriguez in it, where I'd like a little bit of a balance. And I don't hate Rodriguez. I love him.
Ship that my way, man. I'll appreciate the hell out of it.
I need food money.
How much you want for it? How much you want for it?
Dude, I don't want to sell it to you. I feel like a shitbag.
What?
Such a shitbag.
I'll buy it from you. You need fucking food money. I'll give you food money. You tell me how much you want for it. I'll send it to you on fucking PayPal.
You need to go to Sacramento.
Just give me a fucking number, bro.
Fine. I'll see how much it's going for on Amazon used, and I'll charge you less.
New for $54.99. Used $53.99.
$52.99. Yeah.
Collectible $1,000.
It's
the same edition.
Are these the actual prices you're listing, or are you making it up?
He's just making it up.
Okay.
What Amazon listings typically are.
Okay, that cannot be correct. Used for $41.80 cannot be correct. It doesn't even go for new.
Didn't it only come out like a week ago? Like, it's not that old.
They want to use from 41. That doesn't. Why would the used be more than new? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's the new price.
Okay, the new price is 25.
What?
It says
somebody's just being a dick.
Yeah, someone's being an asshole. It's in like new condition. All right. I'll charge new price because it's actually less than new price, but it's from a third party's new price. All right. I guess 25 seems like the average asking price, so 23.
How about 20 even?
Fair enough.
There you go.
Message me your PayPal.
Haggling. Live on SNI.
What's the usual price for shipping one of these?
I'll give you $23.
Wars, SNI.
$3.
$3. You can sort an envelope to get
Fair enough.
Feed up. I don't give a
Well,
shit.
actually, if I must, and I think this will fascinate you, come with me, Brandon.
Okay.
This
Where are we going?
is a stack of a bunch of
I
USPS
see a hand.
boxes. Well, I'm pointing at it.
Well, there. Oh, wow! Look at those boxes. Okay.
Every single one of those is filled with different sized shipping boxes from USPS.
All right then.
Each one of those holds 100.
Sorry.
All right. Well, even better.
What's going on?
Then $23 should put it.
I can put it in one of these.
Give me your PayPal address so I can copy and paste and be lazy.
Oh, okay. I don't really care if everyone else in this Google chat has it, because, well, give me money.
Oh no.
After you
Also
finish giving him money,
because-
give me money too.
Down in the basement.
But yeah, just
I
give me
have-
money.
There you
I
go.
have a pack of 10.
Really?
Of the,
That's your PayPal?
It's my mother's.
Okay. I was like,
Just say you're taking the brony thing a little too far there.
They
Right?
don't have- there's no cats. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yes, there are. My apologies.
So is Littlest Pet Shop now?
I like that too, actually. But that's beside the point. Yeah.
surprised.
I'm putting my address in the
Alex
PayPal.
shopping well, and I'm not surprised.
I'm putting my
I love
address in
that
the
you
notes.
said that, so I am not surprised, you
Yes.
bag.
I'm putting the P.O. box in the
Yes,
notes.
you're gonna watch your cynic McCoy life shipping on my friend. But anyway, yeah.
So yeah, address and notes all ready to go, sending now.
I
Okay.
could have.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Loud.
$23 is a bit too much.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently because there's a 97-cent fee. So let's try 22.
I, as I recall, I'm supposed to pay the fee, not you.
But I'm
What?
sending it as to money to friends and family.
Well, no, if you're saying it as goods and services,
Mm-mm.
I pay the fee, which I
You
have.
send Brandon
No,
sends
no,
the $23 and PayPal takes
Oh, no.
his fee out of, and you
Yeah.
you only receive the amount after.
Alright.
the fee.
Yeah, no, hold it. You send it as what you were doing, instead of send it as to like a gift to a friend or whatever. Then there shouldn't be any fee.
Actually, as a friend, it was charging me 97 cents. As a goods or services, it doesn't charge me anything.
Well, fucking bullshit.
I know, right?
It charges you less of a fee that way anyway than the other things.
Oh fuck. Ah well, money's money.
I was going to say, Chris, I know exactly how it feels to have lots of shipping boxes. Selling
really?
a lot of things on eBay for a while. I have a 10-pack of large flat rate boxes and a 25-pack of the, it's the box, the large, other set of large flat rates, but it's the ones you send like game boards in.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will
Because-
admit I don't.
and the
I don't
only
have
reason-
these boxes are not for shipping things. These boxes are for packing things.
Where's my phone?
No, mine are for actually shipping things, but I also have 15 regular DVD-size padded envelopes. And several of those, like those variety packs of large, medium, and small.
Forgive
flat
me,
rate
I'm
boxes.
stretching because I've been sitting here for too fucking long.
No such thing.
Yes, when your ass becomes the chair, I can understand that.
Don't use my ass groove.
Also, because I want to shamelessly plug this T-shirt. Buy my merchandise.
John, I was actually looking at season 10, and there are some brilliant episodes in that season.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my old favorites.
Good. I'm curious to know how many of them I've actually seen. Because I'm pretty sure I'm getting to the point where I lost touch with it for quite a while.
I was looking through, and there's a few I don't really recognize, or I've seen maybe once.
No. You seem vaguely familiar.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you just give him a Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
It's several $100s, though.
That's the joke.
Or a Bitcoin.
I can give him a fraction of a Bitcoin. That actually is a thing.
Hmm. I don't
Here, let
get the whole
me
Bitcoin
shave
thing.
the
It makes no
essence of a
sense to me.
Bitcoin off and give you that.
I
Okay?
love that. I love that Raptor Rivera knows me so well that
Mhm.
message he sends to me, because he wouldn't send it to anybody else. He wouldn't say Sean. He didn't say Sean. He didn't say Brandon. He didn't say anybody else. No, he said Stout Butt. I just found a recipe for Kit Kat brownies. He knows me so well.
There you go.
I watched.
Out of all of us, you're the one who would truly appreciate that.
Oh, fuck yes.
All right, payment. Just walked away.
Today I watched because it was an awesome Nostalgia Critic episode. It was the top 11 Batman the Animated Series episodes.
What? He did an episode of things that he liked?
Yeah, he does a lot of those.
I thought he only did things he hated.
No,
So,
he's not. Actually, people like the Nostalgia Critic. That's actually not a major shtick anymore. He has like his main series of videos where he does bad nostalgic movies or movies that he thinks are bad. But there are a lot of his top 11s or his look back videos are mostly of stuff that he likes.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll squeeze in a few things, like he'll mention a couple of stuff he didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll mention a bad episode or how an episode should have done. And even one of the top 11 greatest Batman animated series is one he talks about how he thinks the end of the episode should have been way better executed. So, but yeah, it made me really want to watch the animated series again.
Yeah, I really wish they would re-release the complete series set, because, come on, that was stupid that it went out of print in the first place, considering how many people still want it.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact they keep the individual volumes in print, so why can't you re-release the set? You re-released all your other sets, you kept all your other sets in print. Superman Complete Series you can still get. Justice League Complete Series you can still get. Batman Beyond Complete Series you can still get. You know, why is Batman the Animated Series, arguably the best of the whole fucking bunch, the only one that isn't available?
Some would say it's the greatest 90s animated TV show of all time.
I think it's one of the greatest animated TV shows of all time, period. Certainly the best take on Batman in any form whatsoever. Ever.
When it comes to a new animated Batman or something like that, I always base it, how well is it compared to the animated series?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why initially I hated the Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Because it was just like childish and retarded compared to the animated series that was just so dark and felt so adult when you watched it.
But then when you realize
that they were more going for like an Adam West kind of Batman.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I can forgive it for that, but it's
a little
still,
more comic booky.
I almost did a YouTube video. I go, okay, look, we had this kind of Batman, then we had this. But then I would have shown the animated series, and then I would have skipped to Brave and the Bold, and I go, what the fuck happened? You know, we established at this point that Batman was a dark, serious character. We've kind of gone past the goofy, dorky, kind of Batman that was like a goofy cop show.
Yeah.
Now we're into like a deep lore. He's very brooding, and it's a very dark, serious adult story. It's like someone going into remission. It's like you have a moment and then you just revert, and it was shocking at first. But actually, as the series went on, they started introducing more DC characters, like Green Arrow showed up, and a bunch of other characters. I can't think of all the other.
Well, and there's some episodes that are actually fairly serious as well. Like there was one that dealt with Batman's past and everything, and him, and his parents dying and stuff like that. That was pretty deadly serious for a Brave and the Bold episode. It's on one of they have it as a bonus on one of the, the animated movie ones. So yeah.
But yeah, it was like a shock to the system. I just had to realize that this is not you can't compare the Brave and the Bold to the animated series.
No.
You just can't. They're two very different beasts.
They're different things. Well, it's just like we enjoy the 60s series for what it is.
For its campy cheesiness and the fact that it's Adam West.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't compare that to the animated series because that would be silly. They're two completely different takes on Batman.
Right.
Payment sent, Chris.
Yep,
so,
very near backs.
Yeah.
But I would still hold and say that obviously the animated series is way better than Brave and the Bold.
Oh, for sure.
By leaps and bounds, but it doesn't make Brave and the Bold any less of a
Brave and the Bold is still my favorite just because of how awesome it is. Even though I know Batman the animated series is better. I know
it's one of those things where I didn't like it and now I appreciate it. We were talking about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same now for me with Superhero Squad, skipping over to Marvel. I didn't like it at first because it was like chibi for little kids. I'm like, I didn't like it because it wasn't my demographic, and I just didn't bother to watch it.
Certainly worse than Batman Brave and the Bold.
And then I actually watched a few episodes and I understood what all the different references.
They reference a lot of classic Marvel stuff in that.
And I'm just like, I respect for what they're doing, that they're bringing the true deep lore of Marvel and all their different characters to a very young audience.
Yeah.
And I think that's fantastic. This is
It's really
great way to
It's actually a good way of describing it.
Yeah, it's an absolutely perfect way to introduce young kids into the world of Marvel Comics and Marvel characters.
Well, perfect example. Okay, so Rosie loves the Superhero Squad show. She has a couple of the collected editions of the webcomics, and she also has. I gave her got her the first season of the show on DVD. It's funny because prior to that, she thought it was just comics. She didn't know there was a show. So when I got her the DVD, she was just like, "There's a show." She's like, "We were watching this today." Like, okay. And she loved it. She just powered through. I think she's still a few episodes she hasn't watched, but she powered through the vast majority of it in like 2 days, and just loves it. So, case in point, when we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a scene with Thanos, where Thanos is just sitting there in his throne, and he turns around and you see him. Yeah. I mean, it's him, but he turns around, and it's the first time we get to see him, fully, frontally in all his glory.
Full frontal
of Thanos, yeah.
So schlong and all.
Rosie didn't realize that was him at first, but she as soon as he turned around, she just like freaked out. She's like, "Oh, yes!" And I'm like, "You know who Thanos is?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's in Superhero Squad." I'm like, "Oh, I guess cool."
He's actually one of the original villains after the Infinity Gauntlet.
That's right. So
I mean, the Infinity Gauntlet.
So the Infinity Sword in the animated show.
In the anime, it's the Infinity Sword. But
I was just going to say,
I
like that it's actually a gauntlet in this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. I guess it's a lot friendlier.
But that's a perfect example. So she became familiar with those characters through the Superhero Squad and the a little bit of the backstory and the lore. So when we went to see the real deal in Guardians of the Galaxy, she knew who all these characters were and recognized them and understood the importance of them and the weight of them and stuff, which was great. It was cool just to see her get so excited.
See, that's the one thing I have a problem with the cinematic universe is the Cosmic Cube is also the reality gem. That's weird. I don't like them combining those relics. They're two very different things. Minor quibble.
The big epic win of the Superhero Squad, just across the board, will always win because of this fact, is Stan Lee is the mayor of Superhero City.
Oh, that's right. That's true, yeah.
Many levels of awesome.
Yeah.
And he uses all of his classic lines. I mean, he uses, all the things from Marvel, all the way back to the not the Superhero Squad, obviously, but
Chris, it says my address is the P.O. Box, right?
The Merry Marvel Marching Society.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Which is
this is a small flat rate, correct?
Roll back to like the 60s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they had
the Merry Marvel Marching Society.
That's right, yeah.
March along. Anyway. But, oh god. See, I wanted to say all of his classic lines, and then my brain just, and I don't remember any of them. God damn it. He said something about heroes. Oh fuck. That's embarrassing.
Supposedly getting a new series.
Completely derailed, yes.
Derailed yourself.
Shut up, Richard.
Well, just to address some comments here. That Strange Guy says, I like the Adam West Batman TV series, as do we. The remakers just meant... Raptor says... what was it here? He says, why am I in the minority that like the Batman series? Internet, why you no like? So Remaker says, Raptor, the Batman is kind of like the 60s Batman mixed with Batman the Animated Series. Raptor says, I can see that. Roth says, I didn't really get into the Batman much because of the art style. That Strange Guy says, I don't like the dark, sad Batman. Well, dark, sad Batman is actually more of what you see in the comics. That's more the real Batman. The other ones are, other interpretations, lighter interpretations, but not necessarily accurate to the comics. Raptor says, I introduced my 2-year nephew to Superhero Squad, and that's all he wants now. Remaker says to Roth, I couldn't get much interest in the Spectacular Spider-Man for the same reason. Oh, you didn't like the art style? Really? It took me a little bit to get used to the art style in Spectacular, but honestly, it's worth sticking it out because it's a really good show. I think we've had this same discussion about Transformers Animated before. Didn't like the art style, so I didn't watch it. But definitely worth sticking it out. Raptor says, Spectacular Spider-Man is my favorite incarnation of the webhead. And there we go. And then Raptor also says, Josh Brolin is going to kill it as Thanos in future films. Yes, I think so. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and Raymaker says, I know a lot of people don't care for it as Spectacular Spider-Man. That is the art style. And while I haven't seen it, I much prefer the art style of Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man actually does have a pretty nice art style. I think it's a good compromise between the sort of stylized, almost over-stylized style that we've seen a lot of in recent years and a more realistic style. It's kind of a good middle version of that. Ultimate Spider-Man I thought was okay. I didn't mind so much the little comedic cutaways. I do think they're a little overdone, though. It seemed a little too tongue-in-cheek sometimes, but overall it's not bad. I'd like to see actually some proper season sets of it. Right now the only DVD set we have is a selection of random episodes from Season 1. Yeah, it's not even a proper, like, Season 1, Volume 1. It's just 10 episodes or something from Season 1. So, it's unfortunate. And there you go. Yep.
Yep.
What's funny is I decided to do a YouTube search for the aliens. The aliens from Sesame Street, and I was laughing my ass off when they were trying to figure out what a phone was.
That's the one I was just doing. Yeah. They thought that's how the creatures on this planet talk. That was their language. Was ring.
Then there was the one where they were trying to figure out a radio. Oh my god. They thought it was a cat. Cat. They're going cat. Cat, yes, cat, yes, cat. And they're like, they're going, meow. Then they look at each other and they go, not cat. Nope, not cat. Nope. It's like, even today, I'm like 27 years old and this shit's fucking hilarious.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, the Muppet sequences on Sesame Street, they're still funny. And they were a little bit subversive too, because they would occasionally sneak little gags in there that only the parents watching would get. That's what's so great about the Muppets.
You have a banana in your ear.
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had a banana in my ear.
My dad is 50 years old and he says it's still the funniest goddamn thing.
You've got a banana in your ear.
You got a banana in your ear. He says it's his favorite joke. All right.
That was Bert and Ernie, wasn't it?
Your label's been printed. It's in this little box. You'll get it in 3 days. I paid a little extra so we can get to you faster.
Well, you didn't have to do that.
Well, I wanted to because I'm a nice guy.
No, I appreciate it.
But it'll be shipped on Monday. And when you get it and you hear something moving around, those are my business cards, not your Blu-ray.
I hear the discs. But it's a Blu-ray, so
No, to be extra secure, the Blu-ray is actually within another envelope filled with bubble wrap, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I'm
filled
sure.
with layer after layer of business
I
cards.
get plenty of movies.
It's only 5 business cards.
500
I
business
only
cards.
I get movies in those bubble mailers all the time. They're fine, you know. You
I
have to
usually
put
do
it into a
too.
box.
Actually, the two Godzilla Blu-rays I just got from Amazon were sent in a bubble mailer. They were shoved into my mailbox.
Right, and if there's something wrong, Amazon will replace it, which is very relevant.
No, they're okay, thankfully.
Most time they're fine.
I kind of developed this thing where I've noticed where if you only order 1 or 2 things, they'll send it generally in a bubble mailer, and it may or may not arrive in one piece. So I kind of have this thing where if I'm going to place an Amazon order, same goes for some of my eBay sellers, I'll order enough things that I know they'll have to use a box.
I don't care. My Scream trilogy came in and it was broken. And I said, hey, you know, the case broke. They're like, okay, we'll send you another one. Awesome.
Yeah. So the big package I'm waiting for right now from Amazon CA, which should arrive Monday or Tuesday actually, is the Halloween set, the 15-disc deluxe edition.
This set right here?
That one right there.
This glorious set.
Yeah, well, you know, you had the money before I did. I had to.
Yeah,
It was a birthday present.
1 years.
Yeah. So there was that, and along with it, I also ordered The Legend of Hell House and The Haunting. Those are 2 of my all-time favorite haunted house movies, and I want the best editions available of them.
Meanwhile, I got this and
Thud.
and these 3 sets.
Which ones are those?
That's just the Enzo G. Castellari trilogy from Blue Underground.
All right.
3 Euro action films, the 4 cult film movie set, which I got for Vicious Lips and Devil's Eight,
Nice.
and then the 4 action movie marathon, which I got for Treasures of Four Crown, which is not in 3D.
Right.
Yeah. Which is sadly not 3D.
Not in 3D.
Oh, and I got the Leo box set, which is a Italian crime director.
So I discovered apparently Space Hunter: Adventures in the Forbidden Zone is out of print and expensive now.
Yes, it is.
Well, fuck. I waited too long on that one.
It's been that way for a little while now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I knew that. I looked again and saw it again and said again.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, well, you still got that fucking Invader Zim set.
Well, this is true. You mean that one right there?
Well, you know what? I can't complain. 1 year's box set will be free at my fucking doorstep. So.
Seriously, you're getting that for free?
Yeah, it's a screener.
God damn it!
You fucking fuck. Alright.
Hey, I'm fucking up with the packaging tape to get your fucking Blu-ray.
For Maker, the producer's cut, the TV cuts of 1 and 2 are probably only going to be in this set. I don't foresee them being released outside of it.
I think the TV cut's on the Scream Factory 2 set, though, isn't it?
Oh, correct. Yes, the TV cut 2 is on the Scream Factory.
Yeah. So you get the standalone Scream Factory release, you got the TV cut.
There's a really old DVD release for Halloween 1 with the TV cut 2 discs. It's in a fat box with 2 discs from 2000. So.
I remember the first time I saw the TV cut footage of the first one get a release of any kind was there was a Laserdisc release that had both versions.
Right, that's the other set, but yeah.
Yeah. Which came out in the late 90s.
The producer's cut's been bootlegged from here to forever, so you can find the copy of that, but it won't be in high def.
Yeah.
Until someone rips us on the internet, of course, if you want to be lazy and bastard.
Yeah. There you go, Brendan. It's all good.
So, when I watched the Halloween movies this year, It will definitely be the producer's cut of 6.
I guess I'll just put another tier for now.
It's got its own problems. They both have their own problems.
Well, of course, because it's Halloween 6. Just like Alien 3 has its own problems, but...
Because they butchered the script to Halloween 666, which was the original concept, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
And they butchered it by rewriting it.
Too many rewrites.
Yep. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Yep. God damn my fast internet. There's barely a lag now when I say shit to you guys now.
So we actually said that like pretty much at the same time. That was pretty cool.
Came through the same time on my side.
So maybe now with the lack of lag, you won't ruin lines from movies anymore.
Yeah, that might happen still.
Like when you said Spike's shit line in Transformers the movie, exactly the same time that Spike was saying it.
That was because of the delay, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
There's dilation in the lag.
I'm like, fuck's sake, you dick! Like,
and now the only lag I'll have is on Google's end.
Yeah. Yay.
Man, we gotta figure out what the hell's wrong with Patterns of Force. Patterns of Force, send Sean a message on YouTube and let him know what the hell's happening, like as detailed as possible. He'll pass it on to me, and I'll see if there's something wrong on our end.
Yeah.
Or if it's just your internet or something, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel bad. You've been trying to get in all fucking night, dude.
Yeah.
You know what, Sean? The Patterns Force, go post what you need to say on his YouTube.
Probably go to Facebook. It's easier
Facebook.
Go to the
Facebook
fan page.
And Sean will go and check out right now to see, so you can get your shit set. You've been trying all fucking for like 2 hours now to get in.
Yeah.
I feel bad, man.
We do appreciate the determination, though.
Yeah.
They really like you.
My plans are Halloween night, and I'm seeing Bride of Chucky on the big screen and Rocky Horror Picture Show with the Shadow Cat.
I'm not sure specifically what my plans are. I'll be taking Rosie out trick-or-treating, obviously. Might do some kind of live stream, I'm not sure. Or I may just sit at home and have a nice quiet night myself.
I'll be in Sacramento for that time. So.
Watch a couple of scary movies. Eugenic says, "Oh, Sean, in case you're curious, I saw the series premiere of Star Wars Rebels. I actually really want to check that one out."
Is that available? The series?
I'm guessing if he saw it. It's new this season.
You might have the hookup for all.
And he said, "I can say happily that it's going to be a good series and being done by the same people who did Clone Wars, both CGI art and story writers." The main hero cast are all diverse and great voice acting, and the villains are very intriguing. Excellent. Well, I definitely look forward to checking that out, because that's an era that I think is just ripe for the picking, and really we haven't had much in the official canon that's covered that era, the span between episodes 3 and 4. So I think there's a lot of potential great stories that can be told in that era. So let's hope that they do. So I'm wondering if this is what has become of the Star Wars live-action series they were talking about. It was going to take place during that time period.
Oh, it's on popcorn time.
I think this is it. This is what they went with instead. We're not getting a live-action series.
But I'm okay with that. It's fine.
Yeah, as long as it's going to bring us some great Star Wars stories, I'm happy.
Cowboy Jedi, dude.
That's an interesting question. Dr. Gonzo asked, was Halloween an anthology? It was originally intended to be, but in the end, no, it was not. They tried to go back to the anthology plan with number 3. Everybody hated it, so they went back to the story of Michael Myers as of number 4. So basically, it's the ongoing saga of Michael Myers, and yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
The thing is,
but it was meant to be an anthology originally. 3
was a really good movie. It was unfairly shat upon.
Oh yeah, I always really liked it, actually.
It's one of my favorite Halloween films, not of the series, but like films for Halloween. I mean, it's the holiday. I watch it every year.
I'll definitely be watching that again this year because I haven't seen it in ages.
I watched Trick or Treat, Halloween, and Halloween 3. Those are the 3 I watch every year.
I definitely want to watch Trick or Treat again this year. I haven't watched it since it was originally sent to me by.
Yeah, I found it. Ogenix, I'm good.
Hey, Patterns of Force did it! Yay!
Oh, he's using his iPad. Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
But is that what's causing the problem, Pattern?
The iPad doesn't like the chat.
I'm redesigning the interface by hand.
Oh, nice. Tunix says apparently the season 3 premiere of Nickelodeon's TMNT series is a huge Friday the 13th homage, including they had some Jason theme in it.
Cool.
That's pretty funny. I need to watch that.
Did you see the thing I posted on my wall?
Yes, you had a picture from the season 3 premiere. Let's see if I can find it to show everybody here.
On your wall, Jeff?
I literally had to pause. I had to pause the episode I was watching because I'm like, oh my fucking god, that's beautiful.
Here it is.
Oh.
Hold on a second. I got it here. It is actually quite a...
Wow, that's a great shot, actually.
There we go. So we got the 2 swords, Leonardo's mask, and Leonardo looking like he's bent over in grief.
Yeah,
or something.
A little bit of grief and pain. It's well, you'll just have to watch the series too.
But that actually is quite a beautiful shot. I love that. It's framed very well. I like how he's kind of out of focus in the background. The focus is just on the...
I keep saying you guys need to watch this.
And the mask flapping in the wind.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, I love it. Oh, another thing I like, they changed the voice of Leonardo, right?
Oh, really?
And they actually explain in the cartoon. They actually explain it. They explain why his voice changed.
Really?
So
that's funny. Kind of like how in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, his mom changes like halfway through the series, and they just kind of do a little throwaway gag.
Yeah,
why suddenly it's a different actress.
It's like, you look different than you did yesterday, or something like that.
Yeah.
This one actually fits in with the continuity very well. So.
It's funny.
Well, I was thinking about that when we were talking about the whole jumping the shark last week, about introducing the baby character that's then 6 years old in the next season with no explanation.
That's right, yeah.
I had a funny story to share.
Hmm?
I saw this flash up on the news thing at the mall earlier. The gambling story that gives whole new meaning to the word jackpot. So I'll read you the AP story here. A gambler in Germany has been saved from prison by a one-armed bandit. Police said Thursday that 2 officers carrying out routine checks at an arcade in the western city of Bochum late last week discovered that a man playing a slot machine faced an arrest warrant. He'd been ordered to pay a €710 fine or go to prison for 71 days relating to a previous incident for resisting police. Police say that as officers informed the man that he faced arrest, the slot machine started to flash, and the beaming 37-year-old won a jackpot of €1,000. The man paid his fine on the spot in cash.
Wow.
So that's W-A-C-K-E-N, right?
What?
You said Wacken, Germany?
No, it's spelled like Bochum.
Oh, I think you said Wacken. Sorry.
No.
I'm like, Wacken, that's where like a giant metal fest happens every year.
You're gonna have to pay as you're going to go. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, here you go, officers.
I know.
The gods were smiling that day. Now we're gonna cut you a break.
No kidding.
For those of you looking for some great Halloween watches, over on Hulu, they have, for just the month of October, Elvira's Movie Macabre. 13 episodes hosting some decent, some awful horror films. So
nice.
There's
a big
the Martians.
There's a big DVD set of that coming out this month too.
No, I want it so bad.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the old show or the new show.
That's the new one. The old one, I think there's. She redid a bunch of those episodes too. So. The shining one for me is Blue Sunshine, which is a great movie.
Shout Factory
Really
put out a bunch of the old episodes a few years ago. You should still be able to find them.
Yeah, I know they're like single and double releases depending.
Yeah.
Shout
You can
Factory
only
should
get all of them if you get the double releases.
Okay.
And all of them are released as singles.
I will keep that in mind. So yeah, Blue Sunshine got released by Synapse about, I don't know, 12 years ago or so. It's a great movie. So, but this one's got Elvira all over it, so yay.
Making snide remarks and snarky comments throughout.
Take hand right to Dracula, Night of the Living Dead, you know. The Tormented, you know.
Nice. I have a couple of Elvira VHS tapes, actually, that she released back in the day.
I've always been a huge fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh no, patterns.
Me as well.
May not actually be patterns, or... I don't know.
Hmm?
Nothing.
No.
All that work.
Oh well. No, that's not actually him. That's just our loser troll.
Wow.
Somehow thinks he's affecting our lives in some way.
I love how he doesn't notice that we've just been ignoring him all day.
I haven't even looked at anything that he's written. I just noticed a lot of spam
I see a block of
and
text.
carried on with my life.
I see a block of the text not written by Ojunix, so kick.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No offense to Ojunix, he writes fucking blocks of text, man. That's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the.
I always wonder what the day-to-day life of people like that is like. That this is the best thing that they have to do on a Saturday night.
I want to know what a Neuger is.
A Neuger?
Well, when man and a woman love each other.
It's even better when they can't spell and they're trying to insult you.
It is Noigers.
Mm-hmm.
I know what he's trying to spell.
Oh yes, but that's not even.
I don't. What's he trying to spell?
Something about Nigerians.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking
Oh,
Nigerian.
Nigerian Prince?
In Niger, if you will. Yeah, I played a Nigerian prince in a Weird Al music video.
Yeah, well, I'll send you the money, but then you can send me my 10.5 million from the latest state.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. If you give me your routing number, I can route $10 million. You can keep 5 of it if you can send me the other 5. You know.
What I love to tell these people is like, okay, you're saying it's going to cost $1,000 to do the transfer, but I'm getting 10.5 million. Why don't you just give me the net amount? We can't do that.
Logic.
Yeah, I know.
Just give me the fucking numbers already. I'm tired of your shit.
Mm-hmm.
just let me scam you, sir. I just read an interesting article
Just let it happen.
that Mia posted, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
This is the first weekend in America in 50 years without Saturday morning cartoons.
did we cross-reference that with Snopes?
What was this?
It just seems like that can't be right type thing.
Ah.
There's supposedly
Honestly,
the
it's like-
first weekend without Saturday morning cartoons in 50 years. I don't know if I believe that.
No, to me it's like, I didn't even know they were still doing Saturday morning cartoons.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently the
I knew they...
Saturday morning cartoon there, and they stopped after last week. So
See, I think it's referring to the networks. The big networks were the ones that did all the big Saturday morning shows that everybody remembers. And I guess it was just this month or whatever was the last time that the networks ever had Saturday morning cartoons.
yeah, because obviously you could go on like Teletube Retro on the Saturday
Well,
morning
it's
and watch
24
cartoons.
hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, to have it dedicated to that time slot.
Like, there's no real, sadly, there's no real place for Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
I miss that. Like, I miss like going downstairs, making my egg a waffle, and coming up to watch like Bobby's World or something like that.
Garfield friends and stuff like that.
Oh yes.
Saturday morning was the shiznit in the 80s as well.
80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
It really was. Well, the 80s was like the peak of it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just exploded. I remember,
It's the golden age.
I mean, you would see Yeah. I mean, if you're like cartoons, it was a great time to be a kid because there was just so many awesome cartoons on. And the internet hadn't happened yet, so we still went and played outside. So there was a good balance.
This outside that you speak of, Sean?
There was a good balance of mindless entertainment and exercise. So.
Well, yeah, because by 11, like especially like in the summer months, that sort of thing. You know, by 11 o'clock, you know, the cartoons are more or less done.
Yeah.
And
like news and stuff. And
yeah, like sports shows and lots of things.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the sun would be out. It would be nice and warm out, so you'd want to go out and like, ride your bike or play in the street or something like that.
Exactly.
I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons until they got to the Looney Tunes block, and then I'd just keep watching that until like 1 p.m. and then I'd go outside.
Well, and then when you want to come in because it was too hot out, you come in Saturday afternoon, and that's when stuff like Conan and Xena and all those are on.
Yeah.
Or Kung Fu: The Legend Continues. But
oh, I love that show.
What was I going to say? I think that's finally getting a DVD release, actually, what I heard.
Nice.
Recently.
Yeah, I think we had the first season for a while, but...
No, we haven't had any seasons. It has had no releases ever.
Really?
Yeah, been waiting on it.
That's fine.
But the... I was going to say, you know, growing up in that era and also collecting comics, you would get usually single, often double-page spread ads the month before, like, you know, August, telling you what cartoons were going to be on each of the major networks. So I remember NBC would always have the big 2-page spread, and it would be like Smurfs and Snorks and, you know, Mr. T and Kid Video and, you know, all these, you know, whatever was coming on that season. Foofer, yeah. I've got, I mean, I still have a lot of those old comics, so one of these days I will scan them and we can look at them. But they had a lot of, they would always advertise in the comics. Of course, that's where their key demographic is. They're reading the comics.
Not only did I watch Saturday morning cartoons in my underwear, I also ate my cereal in front of the TV in my underwear while watching cartoons.
Actually, I used to often have sometimes have leftover pizza because our mom and I would always do pizza night on Fridays. And so, like, you know, Mom would order hers with like all her toppings and stuff, and usually I would just get like a cheese pizza as well. So I'd have a couple slices for dinner, and then, you know, have the leftovers like the next day.
Yeah, I remember my summer afternoons would consist from like, I don't know, from like 10 a.m. till about noon, consisted mostly of ramen noodles and The Price is Right. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, because especially, like, you know, the whole thing was, like, I would go out and play, like, sort of late morning until, you know, 1, 2 o'clock, something like that, because then, of course, living in Ontario, very similar to Ohio, it would get really, really hot around that time, be very humid. So, you know, I would want to come in and cool off, so I'd go in the basement, which was especially cool with the air conditioning, and, like, play on my Mac and play, like, SimCity and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And, and hitting like 11:30 noon and switching over to VH1.
I don't think I ever really had that.
There's MTV, obviously, and VH1.
And then, of course, it was sort of my later, you know, when I was getting around like 11, 12, and that was when I was, some of the cartoons that sort of started disappearing at that point, and I'd also gotten older. So that's when I got into the TNBC era, unfortunately. Hey, I liked it at the time.
We all did.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I was that poor generation that had to put up with Saved by the Bell in my class.
Oh, man.
Like all the recycled stories with all the characters trying to be Zack and Slater and everything.
I still remember when in the mid-90s there were, like, Saturday morning there were shows like Cleopatra, 20-something or other, and Viper. I remember Viper very clearly.
Oh, I remember Viper.
And then fucking Team Knight Rider and shit. Like,
that was filmed in Calgary, apparently.
What? Viper?
Viper, yeah.
I believe it. And there was Nightman, based on Malibu Comics character.
Yeah, I remember Knight Rider 2000 as well.
Oh yeah, Knight Rider 2000.
It was like the fleet of cars.
God.
That's actually a good question. That'd be something to research. Was ramen noodles ever featured on The Price is Right?
Like as a prize?
That or as something they had to guess the price.
I'm pretty sure some sort of instant noodles were. Well, I just want to look back and see what the price was.
No, it was a question in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Someone asked that if ramen noodles were featured in The
Who
Price is
asks
Right.
that?
Thrashed Fingers does.
Apparently, Thrashed
I don't-
Fingers.
Yeah, probably like one of the bidding
What
on.
manner of human asks if ramen noodles were ever on the price? That is stoner shit.
It was
right
probably
What?
I'm just like picturing Bob Barker
was-
being like, now you're on stage and you could win this ramen noodle.
a
The
lifetime
person's like,
supply of ramen noodles. I swear to God, if I was on stage and I won a lifetime supply of ramen noodles, I would shed a single tear like you just littered in front of an Indian.
He wasn't actually an Indian, but okay.
I tried my hardest to spit that out without stuttering, but I failed epically.
Excuse me while I threaten my cat with a knife.
What's funny is actually I've seen some people have uploaded episodes of Price is Right from like the 80s and 90s.
There's the fear in her eyes that she glares at me like, no. I just brandished a knife at her and she didn't care.
Oh, she's a kid player.
Yeah, pretty much.
Of course, what I like looking at is seeing what the cars were as like for prizes, and that are.
Oh yeah.
Like, I watched the Geo Metro and
A
everybody's freaking out.
Citroen Corsair!
I watched an old episode where one of the cars they won in the Showcase Showdown was a Lincoln Town Car.
Oh God.
Fancy Lincoln Town Car.
The new featured Lincoln Town Car with I think they actually list down features the doors that lock. Was that
Automatic locks, probably.
probably automatic locks and power? I think one of them. No, not power.
Power
steering.
windows, probably.
Not power windows on a Lincoln Town Car. There was no AM/FM radio. That's what it was. It wasn't an 8-track deck. It was an actual AM/FM radio.
I saw some advertised actually
AM radio, sorry.
where literally it just had an AM radio.
Yeah, this one. Yes, I am in the dark because for two reasons. One, I'm too lazy to turn my camera around, and two, I actually don't have any light sockets that won't burn out a light in one day. So.
Light sockets that won't burn out of light. What?
Burn out a light in one day.
Yeah, something's wrong with his light socket to kill him.
Yeah, it's like it's a 70-year-old house where they decided to wire the entire left side of our house on one circuit.
God.
So,
Great.
yeah, it's pretty evil on light bulbs.
Dollar store, here we come.
I need
You
money
might
on
be
that.
too expensive.
It goes up like nothing, man.
And the thing
one of
is,
my
it's a crapshoot. It could either last for 1 week, a month, or literally 5 seconds after I put it in.
Put it in, turn on.
Pop.
Damn it.
Oh,
It's,
man.
one of the things I liked, was talking about the prices of things. I saw an interview with Bob Barker from, I think, around 2000. And the interviewer asked him, because at the time the show had been running for 28 years. Yes, Sean, we see your hair.
1,020 years.
14
Yes.
more years to that.
Yeah, I know.
14 years to that.
Sean, what are you doing?
He's
I
showing
don't
a distinct lack of scalp cohesion.
So yeah, no, it was because the show in its current format started in 1972.
Mm-hmm.
So it had been running for 28 years at the time. The interviewer asked him, said, what sort of changes? Yes, Brandon, we can do math.
Shut up, Brandon.
Anyway, Cass.
Well, he's just like, at 14 years of that. It's 42 years now.
Great. It was 28 at the time. Shut up. Now go.
Next year it'll be 43. So, 28 years.
10 years it'll be 50. No.
For fuck's sake. So
Yeah, we don't need trolls. We have our own trolls
I know.
right here in the Google. In the Google, yes.
in the Google. Thank you, Stout.
We just do a good enough job of trolling each other as it is.
I know. So the interviewer asked him, so, what sort of changes in the prices have you seen over that period of time since the show started? And Bob Barker sort of smiled and he said, well, I can answer that for you so vividly I'll have no problem understanding. He said, the first car that we ever gave away on The Price is Right had 4 digits in the price. He said, and the first digit was 2.
Wow.
He said, brand new car, $2,000.
Yeah.
He said then it was 3, and then it was 4. He said, and eventually they had to redesign all the props because you couldn't get a car for less than $10,000. So, he said that was an illustrative example.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true with some of them. Like you'll see a fairly upscale car in the '80s, and then and retail price of $10,000.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you can't even, get like a cheap ship box for that now.
No.
Like a cheap Hyundai is like 14.
Hyundai.
Ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous.
Canyonero. The Homer.
And then in 20 years it'll be. See, now you just made me think that I want the Game of Thrones theme as a fucking horn. The Ranger Craftsman.
How long would you have to hold the horn down? Dun, 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 dun.
It's like they're long gone out of
Plays the entire theme.
As long as you hold it down. Yeah. I'd be all over that.
God.
5-minute long horn.
I remember that little era, like in the late '80s, early '90s, when the cucaracha horns were all the rage.
Oh, I would want one of those.
Didn't the General Lee have one of those?
I think it did, yeah.
I think it did, yeah. Da, 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 da. It didn't do the whole thing, I don't think. Actually, I don't know if it was La Cucaracha, but they had something that the horn would do. I can't remember. Like it would basically be their version of flipping off the cops as they roared by.
I remember they had the convertibles with pop-up lights with individual light control.
Ooh.
So you'd be able to like wink at people. So like if you're driving down, like stop at a stop sign, and hot girl walks across the crosswalk, and you just wink.
Well, most '80s cars just do that. One of the motors will stop working.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it just goes like a derps.
Yeah, just the General Lee sound, just
derpy lights. Oh, the General Lee sound. Oh, here we are.
It's about 8 seconds too long because people don't let them record videos.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. In the show, it was faster though. I remember that.
Yeah, and there was an extra.
That's
they do that as they roared by.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
I only know one other vehicle. It's a famous vehicle that makes that honking noise. That does that horn, and that is Bigfoot.
Does Bigfoot do that too?
Bigfoot does the same horn.
Like the General Lee one?
Yep.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The one I always remember.
Bigfoot fan as a kid.
The one I always liked was the one at the end of the Saint.
Yeah.
You remember when they go and?
It was like the Saint theme, wasn't it?
It played his theme, yeah. So it's just great because they're chasing, they end up like knocking down and trying to arrest the wrong guy, and it's just he just waves as he drives by. It's like such a troll.
Yeah.
The cop's just like, damn it!
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So what's funny is I went to YouTube and I typed in Bigfoot, and I typed horn, and apparently the driver for Bigfoot, his name is Steve Horn.
Oh, well, there you go.
Thanks for fucking up my YouTube search there,
Wow.
Steve.
Well then, on that note of strange coincidence on Google, I think we'll say goodbye for this week. So, any final words, everyone?
Great job.
Well said.
You had one job.
Go watch Ninja Turtles.
And my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/skinslip.
Go listen
right.
and watch Ninja Turtles.
That's right. Since Skinslip has decent internet again, he's been streaming like mad over on Twitch. So
Downright good internet.
if you're following me, follow him as well. Yeah, it's basically twitch.tv/Skinslip for his stuff, where he plays Skinslip sucks at games.
And I suck it up at games. It's pretty hilarious sometimes.
And apparently you suck at writing your own title, too. Would it be Skinslip sucks at games?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I point that out.
That's the whole point. I'm fucking everything up.
It just annoys me every time I see you go live. I'm like, fuck, just fix that. But now I get it. It's a joke.
Okay, I'll go fix it. Jesus.
Skinslip sucks.
I'm opening up my fucking front end.
Oh, I don't know. Just leave it. If it's your channel, do whatever the fuck you want. Change things on my account.
There. Fuck. Save. There. It's fixed.
Yay.
God. I did it because it was just the most annoying thing I could think of. I was like, this is going to annoy everybody. It's great.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even notice.
Well, there you go.
It's so subtle now. I'll have to
Well,
look.
because you called your show the Aficionados Chris's shows, so of course you wouldn't notice.
Well, it's not called that either. So. I haven't been the aficionados in a long time.
The Aficionados is. Really, what are you now? What are you?
I'm aficionados.
What are you?
I'm your son.
That's not true. That's impossible.
So,
He'd believe it.
coming soon, there'll be lots of multiplayer stuff on my Twitch with Justin and Eric and my friend Jedi.
Are we gonna
Jedi
do some MotorStorm Apocalypse?
I don't have my PlayStation
God damn it.
or a capture card. I have a PC.
Stout and Garbage Gamer, are we gonna do some MotorStorm Apocalypse?
Hell fucking yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Just let me know when.
Wow, what the hell happened to Bigfoot?
This is
No,
one of
there's
the-
a bunch of them. That's just one.
this is a non-competition. This is the touring Bigfoot.
That's the silly one. With the
Yes.
ridiculous wheels.
There's also my favorite one's the one right to the right of it, which is the tread. I like
Yes,
that.
this is the. Nope.
Wrong direction.
There we
Go
go.
right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
like the tank treads.
It's
Yes.
a Bigfoot van that has tank treads.
That's
I
awesome.
like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one around
I
before.
made a
See
Lego
why-
one of those
You
ones.
can see why a kid who was, 8, 9 years old was a huge Bigfoot fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Fucking awesome.
I wish they would release the very short-lived Bigfoot cartoon.
And that
Bigfoot
one-
and the Muscle Machines.
one thing, that strange guy, do not spam the chat. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking ban you. That shit is annoying. It's not cute. It's not funny. And for fuck's sakes, spell "bye" correctly. There's an E in it. Jesus.
Wow.
You spelled Cthulhu right, but you fuck up "bye." You kidding me?
You spelled the hard word right, but not the easy word.
You spelled the one that's not even a word right.
There you go.
Guttural sounds that you hear, like.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks for calling me now.
Yeah. All right, we're out of here. Have yourselves a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next week. I'll be doing lots more stuff on Twitch this week. Gonna finish up Fatal Frame, and then probably be another, I'd say, 1 or 2 nights maybe to finish up Fatal Frame, possibly 3. I'm thinking 1 or 2. That'll be on Monday, Tuesday, and after that I have no idea. Also, I will be starting the Halloween reviews this weekend. The plan is to start them tomorrow, we'll see how that goes. If not, basically, I'm just going to double up to cover for the days that I missed until we're back on track, and then it'll be one a day going forward. Alrighty. Have yourselves an awesome week, and we'll see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, thanks for chatting, and sayonara.
Penis.
Bye, guys. May Casilla be with you all.
I love cocks in my mouth.
Bye, guys. May Casilla be with you all.
Cocks in my mouth.
Bye, guys.